one to hit up the library? That was Torn and
Me.
Obviously.
Nikos.
Nikos, yeah.
Of course the bookman wants to go. So the two of you make your way. You leave the large room that you were sitting at with the very large dining table and meeting table. And the two of you are escorted initially by the centaur nun, who takes you through. She has to kind of stoop through some of the doors to get through, and guides the two of you to a sort of branched off hallway. This hallway extends through to what seems to be a larger central room that has about 6 different hallways and doorways branching off of that. It doesn't seem to be anything more than just some tables, some places to sit, and just sort of a central hub for the other wings, if you will. And she takes you to a short hallway that goes up a handful of steps to another door, opens the door for you, and steps inside, and the two of you find yourselves standing at the edge of a... how many sides is that? That is 8 sides, I believe? A hexagon shaped room.
Octagon.
Or octagon, thank you.
Did
Octopus,
Jack Black
octagon.
teach you nothing?
No, he didn't. The octagon room. Where all walls are a complete floor-to-ceiling bookshelf, except for the wall that you came through that has the door. And she kind of steps to the side and looks to the two of you to, kind of looking to you to... seems to be questioning to herself what exactly you two are looking for.
Where's the important stuff?
Probably any information on the bodies below or this magic field.
There might be records, but I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I've only been here as long as the other hospitalers have.
Hmm.
Can I roll investigation for anything of interest?
You can roll investigation. We'll see if
Yeah,
anything sticks out. Ooh.
Ooh.
Torn is overwhelmed by the amount of dust on the scrolls and books on these walls.
It's a good first roll of the evening.
Hell yeah, way to start with a nat 1.
11 again.
Nikos
I
rocking those
keep rolling
11s.
11s.
It is your
God
lucky number.
damn. Apparently.
He's always rocking 9 plus 2, 9/11. Coincidence? Oh.
There was just 9/11 information, or new 9/11 video released. He knew.
He knew.
What do you know, Nikos? What do you know?
He threw his shield like a disc, Captain America style, through the 200th floor.
George Bush.
George Bush. That's it. That's all he knows. Just George Bush.
George Bush.
Yeah, the two of you are standing there. Torn
Sleeping.
is entirely... Torn is entirely overwhelmed by the amount of scrolls and dust in here. This room is not very often touched. And the fact that it is lit by what seems to be a handful of torches compared to some of the other rooms. Not so much straight up torches, but like those little gas lamp torches. Whereas a lot of the other rooms seem to have had electricity go to them. This one doesn't seem to.
Nothing is categorized. The lighting is poor.
She kind of nods her head a little bit. I'm not entirely sure how these work, so I'll leave you two to it unless you need me.
No, I think we'll be good.
I'll be back in a little bit to check in. And she'll kind of give a little bit of a half centaur bow, stoop her head under, and pass to the door, closing it behind her.
Thanks for nothing.
Well, I have to start somewhere, and I'll just grab a random, like, book that's close to me.
Alright. So, if you picture 8 sides, obviously the bottom left side is the wall. So, which direction are you going? Give me, like, a compass direction. North, south, east, west? And,
North.
like-
So 8
To
sides.
the,
So is
like-
it like an octagon?
yeah, it's an octagon, except the only one is southwest, is the only wall that doesn't have a shelf on it.
I go to, like, the furthest corner, like...
Shaped like that? Or with like progressive concentric rings inside? That's a horrible octagon, but you know what I mean.
That is a horrid octagon. Yeah, I'll, give me... Oh my god, you made it individual lines. How could you?
It made it easier to be an octagon, otherwise it would have ended up a circle.
It's... Boop.
All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle.
make a circle.
Alright. I failed one check. I'm trying to
There's
think of
the
how
door.
I could do another without.
So the door is right there. I am probably gonna go to like the furthest back like wall here,
Okay.
because that's maybe where the oldest stuff is.
Roll me an investigation. While he's walking over towards that shelf to start looking at it, Torn, yeah, you're very overwhelmed. You got no idea where to start. You're not seeing any semblance of organization or structure here. It's at least there was space to reorganize the other fucky library at Greenwich. There's no available space to even start moving things Tetris style here.
Alright.
7.
Oof.
Torin is going to cover his eyes, spin in 3 circles, point at something random, and then walk towards and grab it.
Roll me a d7.
That'll work.
Turn
D7, it's not in
360
the
degrees
list.
around and walk away.
You'll have to write it in.
Fuck, how do you do that?
/R 1d7. Make sure there's a space between the R and the 1d7. Hey, okay, that works.
That one doesn't matter, but it's still a 1. What's going on here?
2 1s in a row.
So Nikos walks straight across the room, and you look at the shelf. That looks like a cool scroll. So you grab a scroll and pinch it out with your fucking index finger and your thumb and slide it out, and they kind of like Plinko style fall in and fill in that space. And you start kind of unraveling it. It's got a wax seal holding it. You pop it and start unrolling it a bit. Some of the dust is rolling out from underneath. As you're opening that, you hear the kind of bare kobold step, walking in place in a little circle before he just bolts, and you start walking to the left side, and you find yourself at the furthest left, Torn, looking up at these about 9 shelves worth of books and scrolls.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, the shelves, same thing.
Roll me a d6. Nikos, as you open this one up,
No, eeny, meeny, miny, mo has a predictable result. He should have to actually count it out.
oh god,
He's guessing on shelves.
he's guessing. Nikos, can you read Latin?
I cannot.
This
However,
is a bunch of very fancy gobbledygook at the moment.
I can try the comprehend languages and see if it works.
Alright.
It's not offensive,
It is not an offensive
and
spell.
it is technically divination.
It is
so
indeed. So you kind of blink, and your eyes give that little shimmer over. There's a small feeling of like a little bit of tenseness in the back of your throat for a half second as you blink, and you can now understand and see the Latin before you as you start kind of
thank goodness.
scrolling over
Okay.
it and looking at it and reading. This is essentially a laundry list of things to do regarding the I'll say defenses. The defenses of the monastery, whether or not to make the corners on the roof more defendable, or perhaps add little parapets, or maybe archer slots or not, or keep it more kind of smooth and pretty looking with the terrain. It's basically a note to self, decide on what to do.
Okay. Is there like a table in here that I can?
There's
Put it down
a
on-
little table next to 2 pillars, like right at the top
Alright.
center of the room.
Go put that scroll on the table. Torin, anything useless put on the table here. And then go back over to that shelf. And just
Alright.
grab something else.
Give me another investigation. As you go to grab another one, Torin, you walk over and you just kind of. Oh my god. You rolled a
I'm
6?
refreshing the page.
Go for it. You rolled a 6.
This
so
is
that's
very
pretty good,
foreboding.
Torin.
I know.
You decide tall people are important. So if I get the highest book I can on the highest shelf, maybe that'll yield something, because most people stack things top down. They don't always stack from the bottom up when it comes to books. Sometimes.
Logical.
So you scale up really quick. It's not super hard to do. You reach up, pinch a book, pull it out. Some dust falls down. You close your eyes for a half second, drop down to your feet, crack it open. Can you also read Latin?
No, I'd need half a day to do that.
You have a rather thick Latin book. It's about 1.5 inches thick. However, it seems like it doesn't have more than maybe 50 to 60 words per page.
Any pictures?
There is no pictures. There is also no title. There is no title page. There is no author page. It just goes straight into some sort of information from the first page onward.
This looks mildly important. It's either that or a journal.
Well, I can read it, so bring it over here.
He brings it over there.
As you go walking over to him to hold the book out to him, Nikos, you're reaching up and pinching another scroll, sliding it on out, and you pop the wax seal on it. Give me an investigation as well, really quick, Nikos.
All right. I need to reopen my character sheet. There we go. Investigation. 5.
Nice.
Man.
This seems like
That
a
is not my
slightly more recent seal, where the other one was like sort of a generic kind of cross in a circle. This one seems to be a more adorned, rounded edge cross, and the edges of the wax seal seems to be a little bit more kind of flowery. It's very subdued and old, however. As you pop it, you roll it open, and the scroll seems to be a very quickly, haphazardly drawn. Give me a history check. Torn, are you possibly looking over his shoulder as well at what he's looking at?
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to take the book, so definitely.
There we
Gotcha.
go.
Oh, well, he's got
Nice.
it.
Yeah, roll me history just in case, Torn. Hey, okay. So the two of you look as you're kind of holding the book to him. You look to the side, and you identify this as. Let me grab
Take a
the.
glance at it, look it up and down for a minute. Wow, that is the real Slim Shady.
Oh my God. Let me grab the image here.
In retrospect, we should have taken that talking book with us. It would probably know something about this.
I mean, he was in Spain, but
Would he be allowed past the threshold, though? Or would he,
I
like,
don't know.
Oh god, that's terrifying.
combust or something?
I don't know, but it would be interesting to find out.
in in-game
Fair enough.
images, it seems to be a signed kind of conceptual drawing. You can tell there's obviously we didn't have lead. You can't erase once you've made lines, so it looks like one of those sketches where they don't erase some of the previous like lines that they've done. And it's a symbol that looks roughly like this. If you were to date it with that history check, let me grab and make sure I get the date correct here. Ah, okay. So this dates back to roughly the early 1500s, around the founding of the Franciscan Order, and you're assuming this is one of the conceptual designs for what would be the Franciscan Order cross. And the name in the bottom corner says Friar Basio.
Well, that seems important. Everything in here seems mildly important and yet irrelevant. Does it say anything?
Doesn't
You
say
said-
anything else other than the name, and it seems like the kind of concept drawing of what would become this.
What did you say his name was again?
Friar Basio, Bascio.
Bascio. Okay.
I know I shouldn't have skipped Latin.
Oh, you should just go magic.
College-educated person in this age who can't speak Latin, absolutely insane.
So you gotta
I
roll
guess
that.
apart from me and Nikos, we'd be more likely to have Greek.
Probably. You
Mhm,
roll it
yeah.
and set it
Of course,
aside.
Nikos has Greek.
And Torin is holding out a sort of like baby grabby hands of a rather large book up to you.
Take.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
Read.
Roll me roll me, let's see. Investigation works because you're kind of flipping through and reading it.
Hey, a 12.
Hey, he broke the
down to
11
11.
streak.
Well, I mean, I did with the 5 investigation too, but still, yeah.
Oh god, I think I lost the picture that I had. Nope, there it is. Okay,
Oh,
I found it. With that 12, you kind of flip through.
Lost the picture. Campaign's over, guys. Sorry.
Oh no. You go to the front page, flip through to like page 20, flip to page 50, and just kind of scatter your way through. Every 3 to 4 pages seems to be a sort of statement or kind of like a diary entry. Unsure who the author is, but they refer to themselves as me or I or we. So likely maybe one of the inhabitants, but there's no title, no name. They never seem to name drop themselves from when you're flipping through. But it just seems to be a book of daily occurrences. As you're flipping through, I need a perception check.
all right.
Nice.
15.
You're flipping through and you figure, maybe the last couple pages will be worth going. As you open it up, you get to the last 20 pages and you're kind of flipping page by page, just kind of grazing over. It seems to be daily life of a friar and a handful of monks in a monastery that seems to kind of match the description of this one. As you're reading through, you get towards the last pages and you see a entry that is a bit more aggressively written. There's a harder flick of the wrist as they're writing, like they're writing quicker. A little more ink splatter kind of going to different parts of it, like they were really brushing it kind of hard. And it seems to detail the disgruntlement and the anger of a body being brought to whatever the monastery is in question. And the body seems to have died a unnatural cause, possibly a evil cause, it seems to detail, but unsure whether they're actually dead. And a lot of the friars seem very concerned, and whoever the author is doesn't like the idea of the body being buried in the local graveyard. And as you flip through, you get to the last page, and the last page is a half entry. It doesn't end sharply, it doesn't end quickly. It seems like they were trying to think about what to actually say to close this out, because it seems like they realized, oh shit, I'm at my last page, I'll have to get another book. And it's a brief, simple, straightforward entry that seems to be like a kind of self-thought of, should I do this? I think I should do this. I might grab one or two of the other monks and friars to join me. We need to, and it uses some words that kind of allude to protect the crypt.
All right. Well, I'll relay all that. Like, they brought some body here that whoever wrote this didn't like. Where do you get this book from? There might be a continuation.
Top shelf over there.
All right.
Uh,
I'll go over there and try and fish out a similar looking book to it.
hey, DM, is there
Yes.
any chance I could like try to roll Constitution to not be overwhelmed by this shithole and try to roll Investigation again?
Roll me a charisma save. Well, you, Nikos, roll me a perception check. Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, Torin, for a couple more moments, ooh, nice. You're gonna be a little flustered,
Mhm.
to say the least. You're gonna be a little antsy. It's almost gonna look like the excited assistant to Nikos kind of vibes for a little bit.
An absolute insult.
Nikos, you turn about, you set the book down on the table, walk over, and you see the exact slot where he pulled that one out. You look, and none of the books on that shelf match this one. You can almost kind of look, and you can see about 300 years at this one shelf alone, just glancing at it. About 300 years of evolution of bookbinding. Almost happening in real time as you start going down the shelf further. And the only one that matches the sort of color and shading of the leather binding on the outside is one on the second from the bottom shelf. Looks about the same thickness. No design, no color to it, really. Just a simple bound book that seems to match the same shape and style.
Alright. Take that out and hopefully don't have this. You said they're on actual shelves, so this won't like collapse on me if I take that, right?
Yeah, this one will collapse on
Okay. Good.
Bro
I'll
has
grab that one then.
PTSD from the university library.
Uh-huh. I didn't even go in. I just heard your horror stories about it.
I'm starting to get a bit tired of libraries.
I didn't think that was possible for you.
Me neither.
Alright, what's in this other book then?
So as you look at this one,
Oh.
let me pop here. Again, this one's the same as the other. There's no title, there's no cover page, there's no writer's page or note. It just goes straight into undated accounts. It seems to be about every 2 to 3 days, same as before, from what you can tell. Give me an investigation as you start kind of flipping through this one. Hey, your numbers are slowly climbing.
Let's go.
As you're kind of flipping through this one, let's see here. Okay. This one, as you're looking at it, it seems a lot more mundane. It seems to pertain to the grounds itself, making it prettier. Deciding whether or not to have a gravel path or a paved stone path leading up to it. Deciding whether or not to put a fence or an actual wall. Deciding whether or not to put a fence and a wall, or a fence wall fence, or just 3 layers of fence. Or no fence at all,
Aesthetics are
because
important.
it's a grounds of God. It shouldn't have any fence or wall. But also not everybody is of God, so maybe there should be a wall. Should it be a defendable wall? No, it can't be a defendable wall. That will show that we're expecting attack, and that will open up incitement from others. But also, they're going to attack us regardless. This is already a gamble having this monastery here. Why go up when we can go down? Why not make it deeper? Why not make it defendable? Well, that doesn't work because the terrain's not that nice.
Why
We
is
found
everything
out.
in ladder?
And it's basically a long-running couple of months, it seems, of detailing how to set up this monastery in specific as far as defenses, the perimeter, the design, the approachability, the grounds around it. And it seems like there was a lot of indecision for a while. But you don't seem to pick up any other notes in it as you kind of flip through this one.
Is Torn still right next to me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna hand him the book and say, nope,
Ah,
useless,
okay.
and go.
Torn, roll me investigation.
Also, Torin, Ritalin is invented in 44, so you're
Oh,
nearly
God.
there.
Oh, thank God. I'm redeemed.
Holy shit, nat 20, okay. As you're walking over to the table and you set the book down, your eyes, in a moment of like, man, this place is dusty, and self-thought, kind of do that look into the distance without actually looking at anything. And a particular book kind of shows up, and your eyes focus back on it, and on the opposite corner of that table is another book. It's a nice book. It's got a nice binding. It's got no cover. Well, it's got a cover, but no design on it, no anything drawn on it. It's not covered in dust. And it is just sitting on the opposite corner, looking nice and undusted, and
Oh,
yeah, it's right there.
it's right there.
It's a good thing I passed that, because if I didn't, Torin was gonna flip the table. I
Oh my god.
Could you even do that?
was gonna have to roll a strength
That'd
check
be
to
a
flip
very
the table.
rough strength check, because that's a heavy fucking wood table.
I can just hear Torin's voice of him straining as he tries to do that.
Same.
Fucking,
Fucking losing his shit.
he's gonna go over to that book and observe it, examine it, probably realize it's in Latin and get upset.
Actually, no. This one is not in
What?
Latin. You
Open.
realize this
Open pages.
because this one, when you flip it open, is in English. It seems to have been written in roughly the last 40 years. Somewhere in the last 40 years. It's got more modern binding. It's got actual like glue at the base of the pages. It's got a sort of paper lining on the inside of the brim to make it like your more modern style of book. And it's actually been typewriter written, which is really cool.
Fantastic. What's in it?
Give me a investigation with advantage. Hey, okay. So you flip through. This one. Let me check the note here and make sure. There we go. So this is a rewriting of an old account. It seems to be a kind of rewritten account of previous documents and information by one of the friars of this monastery. The name is not mentioned, however, it is a friar of the Capuchin Monastery, and it seems to be dated 1908.
Okay.
As you read through and start kind of perusing this one, it seems to go into detail about a specific person that was brought to the monastery. Now, this, the retelling of it, however old the original documents were, they seem to be very angry, they seem to be very unhappy over the... I'm trying to think of the words, because I couldn't think of a word here in my notes, of the clutter that is starting to become the undergrounds of the monastery. Originally meant for defense and storage, is starting to become more like a tomb, and it's starting to become referred to as a catacomb by some of the locals. Instead of being a monastery and house of God, it's become a gravesite. It's seeming like a catacomb. It's rivaling that of Paris. And as you get towards the back of the book, kind of flipping through, it seems to be a lot of detailing of just disgruntlement of what's become of the monastery. As you get to the end, let me see. There is a direct passage from a Grand Cross commander of a unknown order who arrived and threatened to burn the place down entirely. And if it weren't for a cardinal being in the area to quite literally command and stop him from doing so, he would have done so on the grounds of heretical and macabre design and possible demonic intrusion and all kinds of evils and not being a house of God anymore, but more a corrupted gravesite. And the guy seems to just kind of go off on the place and the accusations, but it would seem a local cardinal stopped him from actually committing the destruction. And you find an article that seems to allude to a substantial enough amount of bones have been acquired that is starting to become part of the foundation.
Oh. This is a bad place.
Huh. We're keeping this book.
You're gonna like satchel the book.
Yes.
All right, add a Capuchin retelling book to your inventory then. So you see him kind of like opening his satchel on his back and sliding the book into it and closing it. Nikos.
Stealing a book, are we?
I'm checking it out.
Okay. Don't think that's how it works, but whatever.
If they want to call this place a library, I'm gonna treat it like a library.
Actually, that's the reference section.
Shut up, patronizing voice in my head.
We're gonna be detained at customs.
Oh no.
We go through customs.
On the charge of literature theft, we find you guilty.
Literature theft.
Literature theft.
You did not fill out the right paperwork. You're supposed to write it in a little card in the front and hand it to the librarian.
You didn't cite your sources.
Gosh, I don't want to beat this bush too hard. Or is there anything else worth looking for?
I don't know.
We're surrounded by both
Yeah.
of you giving me another investigation or perception.
Alright.
While they do that, is Wilhelm real or is he still away? Away.
He seems present
Away.
and listening, but I think
Dixieland.
away.
Right away.
Damn it, I'm back on 11s.
Hey, back to
What?
the
'Cause I'm in the
11
car.
tonight.
I'm
Right
on my way.
away, Dixieland.
God, no worries. So, Nikos, you're kind of looking around. There's just a lot of scrolls, a lot of books. Some of them seem like, they got cooler binding. Some of the scrolls seem to have maybe a different, like, wax stamp sealing them. Some of them are wrapped by twine, but it just seems like a whole lot of documents that you might be able to find information if you were to go through a bunch of them. But nothing really seems to stick out. There's nothing really pungent, really just sticking out egregiously. Torn, as you're sitting there, something does catch your eye, and you see a small sort of heat stamp symbol, kind of like a iron stamped into the leather of one particular book towards the corner of the freaking number 6 side, down here in the bottom right.
He's gonna run over and grab it.
You run over, you pull it out. Looking at the symbol, I need an investigation.
Just furious researching.
Oh, there we go. There's the rolls.
So, you don't recognize what the symbol is or who it belongs to. But it's pretty easy to tell what the symbol is. It seems to be just a straightforward, regular, thin bordered circle. It's just a straight up hollow circle. However, inside this circle seems to be a secondary heated stamp, kind of like iron stamped into the leather, that kind of looks like, if you were to put slightly larger curled horns on a kind of draconic or kobold head side feature.
Open it. Open it. Open it.
You flip it on open. Damn, yeah, I'm just gonna roll with that 22. As you read into this, it is in English. It is a more recent edition, put towards the corner, and it seems like it was written by hand a little bit quicker and more haphazardly. Actually, let's see, what would be a good roll for this to see if you can give me...
Is it shitty cursive?
Give me insight,
Is it really shitty cursive?
perhaps. Yeah, give me an insight. Damn.
Okay.
You are very familiar with the accursed idea of a left-handed cursive writer. You are also very familiar with how difficult it can be to write pretty when you only have 3 claws and a dew claw, as most kobolds do, including yourself. It's a little difficult to read some of it, but judging by the angle, the smudges where obviously their hand and palm were pressing over it, this was written by a not as articulate left-handed kobold who was likely looking at the page at eye level on the table it was on as they wrote.
Oh my god.
It's a very...
Chicken scratch.
It is very much chicken scratch and kind of smeared. Some of the words are incorrect. Some of it's not fully the right words being used. It seems like English maybe wasn't their primary language, if they even had a language at all. But they seemed educated enough to at least try to write. By the looks of it, this book was meant to be used for something else, judging by the fact that of the about 80 pages, only 6 of them are actually written on. And it's the first 6 pages.
Huh.
It seems like maybe this book was supposed to be used for something else, and some eye height with a table kobold got a hold of it and decided to write in it, and I guess they decided to put a little stamp on it, and just kind of commemorate it. It's almost like that picture you put up on the fridge that your little kid draws. It seems to kind of have that sort of energy and binding to it. And it goes into a very short detail in a kobold's understanding of what they think a cherub is. To their knowledge, it seems like a child with wings. And from what they're told, when some children are meant for great things and unfortunately pass away earlier in their life, they are blessed to continue carrying out great acts for important people in this realm. Sort of a kind of like godfather, a fairy, a sort of protective ghost of sorts. However, the kobold seems very mixed up because he's wondering if kobolds of God get the same treatment or not.
Oh god.
And it would seem he stumbled upon what is 2 kobolds in the crypt. And he's wondering if they are perhaps like these human children as well. They may be cherubs, they may be something of that sort. And it seems to be kind of a self-diary entry, and you could tell where he was trying to be more wordy and pretty with it. And you get the notion that someone came across this, saw that he wrote in it, and decided to stamp it and bind it fully and pop it up on the shelf.
We're taking this.
You're just gonna pocket that as well.
Okay.
Fucking klepto.
You're a little kleptomaniac, you know that?
Shut up.
Alright. Yeah, add a kobold, a religious kobold's diary entry to your inventory.
Alright, I think that's it.
I was hoping for a bit. Something to just explain. I give up on this room.
Yeah, but that would make our lives too easy. What is your sense of fun and adventure?
You'd rather just not know what's going on?
Oh no, I would like to know what's going on, but...
The foundation is made of bones!
Well, that does happen when you bury a bunch of corpses in the basement.
Yeah, being from Greece, you should know about that. That's not exactly very uncommon in Europe.
Uh-huh.
This is built on a foundation of bones. So as the 2 of you kind of turn about, realizing you could be here for the next day if you were to keep looking through, but nothing seems to really be sticking out of main importance. You guys can still continue looking one more time if you'd like, or you can make your way on out and catch up with whatever Party 2 and Party 3 might be doing.
Y'all
I'll
should
give it.
check a little bit more because we're still waiting on
Yeah,
Wilhelm.
I'll give it another shot.
I'm gonna do the glance back over his shoulder as he prepares to leave motion.
Give me an investigation as well then, Tord.
Nope.
You are
really pissed off at
befuddled
that room.
by the idea of a cherub kobold. And what you're realizing is kobolds, the really special ones, were rumored to be able to get wings. The ones that got very close to their dragonkin were sometimes blessed with wings. but they definitely weren't angel wings. And the idea of that is really just boggling in your head, and you're not really looking at anything else going on.
Dragon horse.
I'm here.
Hey! We'll finish this investigation, then we'll pan over to the next group. That 13 investigation, you kind of look back over your shoulder one more time, and the opposite shelf, the original one that you went to straight across from the door, you look at where you pulled that other book out and the 2 scrolls, and I don't know, something about the layout of it, maybe if you took another look, but nothing in particular with that 13 seems to really stick out. It would probably just be another gamble.
Oh, wow. Probably just be some diary about what rose bushes to put in anyway.
By the way, I kept getting vibes of like Gandalf and the Fellowship inside the minds of Mario. And it ends with "They're coming."
They're coming.
These religious morons documented everything, especially the unimportant things.
So the door opens up and the 2 of you are greeted by the centaur nun, who gives a nod and looks to you, looks at the table and some of the scrolls you left out. Did you happen to find what you were looking for?
No, brevity is
No,
key.
not really.
Oh.
This place lacks brevity.
She gives a little bit of a shrug, like it's not my order, and gestures for you guys to follow her down the hall.
Yep.
Alright. We will now pan over to Team 2, which consisted of, I believe, Wilhelm and... Let's see.
Wilhelm, me, and Hatsu.
Okay.
Team
And
Bonchwonker.
the 3 of you were going towards what part, or what did you want to take a look at?
First, I think we were going to go look at where the nun was killed.
Okay.
And then we were also going to look at the body of the girl who is supposedly the origin of all this. And we were going to look at the body that the place where the nun was killed, and the body that the Franciscans were trying to extract.
Okay.
Or perform the ritual on, or whatever.
So you're guided by one of the other lower level, like, first novitiate nuns that are still remaining, and just kind of guides the 3 of you across that same
Hang on. One of the local nuns or one of the hospitaller nuns?
local nuns to the monastery.
As we're going down, I'm going to ask her if she knew the person, the nun who was killed.
She looks back over her shoulder and gives a quiet shake of her head no. It's before I was here.
I thought this happened, like, a week ago. I just said she was one of the local nuns.
She is one of the local nuns. She kind of looks to you. I arrived just a couple days ago. Actually, pretty poor timing.
Ah.
And kind of continues to lead you around. And you go straight across the large kind of central room that connects to all the other branches and areas. As you're crossing, I would like the 3 of you to give me a perception check.
We'll go.
Damn.
If I had my damn thing open. Come. There we go.
Peter and Hachu, you've smelt, like, remains of bodies before that have been around, like, graves and things like that, where it doesn't have that, like, open field stink. It has, like, yeah, there's very clearly a gravesite here kind of smell, that kind of deeper earth smell.
The air is sour.
The air is kind of sour as you get closer towards a particular door on the far opposite side. Wilhelm, though, I'm not exactly sure how, but you've definitely smelt this. You seem very familiar, I guess being kind of a chemist and artificer, perhaps you've smelt it a lot. you know exactly the smell of body-preserving oils and fluids and cosmoline-like materials for humans and wood and items, and it is pungent with it. But it's also one of those smells that you can understand, very, very easy to get like accumulated to and used to. Be kind of unnoticeable when you're around it a whole lot, especially living in it. But especially being foreign to it or like around it for the first time in a while, yeah, it is pungent. It smells like a freaking embalming crypt as you guys are approaching the backside.
Well, you see, embalming fluids such as formaldehyde is something that I've used in chemical makeups and alchemical makeups, and to see the effects on how it would act as a poison towards animals. So that formaldehyde smell kind of sticks in the nose a little bit and easy to identify.
That seems to kind of track, and she gives a little bit of a nod, look into the large snake and the Cossack walking with the two of you as well. And as you guys approach the door, she grabs the handle, turns it, and opens it, and beckons for the three of you to enter, kind of lowering her head a little bit. This is the first layer of the catacombs.
Is this the room that they do the embalmings in?
That would be on the second layer. And we
What is
don't
this?
really embalm them.
The preservation room, I guess, would be a better descriptor.
I suppose.
Is this floor like above ground? Is this like in like a building above ground, or have we like gone down? Because I thought we were just like walking across.
You guys
the
are at so you guys are at ground level still within the monastery. The kind of like big central room of this monastery. You get the impression that there is a level above you, but you haven't seen any stairs of how to get up there. But it's got a rather tall ceiling as it is, this room you're in. You step into this hallway, and it's one of those more narrow halls that looks like it wraps around the edge of the how would be the best way to describe it? Sort of a hallway perimeter on the outside of a
Cloister, essentially? The cloister?
Yeah.
Around, like, the center monastery?
Yeah, kind of like that. It's a attached hallway that is basically almost looking like a buffer space between the outside wall and when you actually get to, like, all the contents inside the main building.
It's like Hogwarts hallways around classrooms.
Yeah, or like a hallway that kind of works like the under parts of a castle wall around the city, how you can run underneath it type deal. It's kind of a big perimeter hallway on the running the edgemost of the monastery building itself. You step in, it goes to an immediate right, and as you're walking along, you go about 20 feet as that smell starts to get more and more pungent. The lighting on the ceiling starts to get a little bit brighter as it seems a little more well illuminated. As you guys make another right turn, and I would like a charisma save from the three of you.
Oof. I was just about to offer everybody cotton swabs for their noses.
So, Hachu, you've been around bodies and parts and stuff like that. You're fine. And Father Treekov, you've seen a fair share. It's not a super shock to you. Wilhelm, this is definitely hitting you as a bit more foreign. And just in case, but I'll throw it in-game images, rough idea of what this initial hallway looks like. I'll spoiler it just so nobody's like, ew.
Oh,
Ew.
Oh.
No.
Nice.
Oh, awesome. D, I'm curious about how
hey, it's
long
my
do you think
basement.
the library foray would have taken.
Probably about 15, 20 minutes.
Because I don't want a metagame here, but a couple definitely knew where they were intending to
Oh yeah,
go.
I plan
Yeah,
on
we
you guys
discussed it.
catching up with them in a
Yeah.
little bit.
Okay. Just he is running to catch up because he does not want to be left behind.
Gotcha. Yeah, the two of you will be catching up in a little bit. As you guys turn the corner, it opens to a wider hallway that has a downward kind of degree to it. And it seems to be the main hallway that goes, about a story down before it levels out and turns to another hall that seems to almost be in sort of a spiraling square pattern if it was to continue this way further down. Both walls are...
The first guy on the right looked like he's in a Victorian fucking suit.
Because he is.
Okay.
So, I would like
They
investigation.
actively, in real life, they actively still actively bury people in there.
Yep. Like an investigation from you guys, the three of you.
Yay, my best stat.
Hell yeah.
Yay, my worst stat.
A 10, a 19, and an 18. All right. So Wilhelm, you're
Man.
not really noticing in particular, probably just because the semi-shock of like, oh, this ain't a crypt. I was expecting like walls of skulls, not fully dressed
Bodies on display.
people displayed like a fucking exhibit. Hachu and Peter, though, as you guys are kind of scooting along behind the nun who's just kind of keeping her head down a little bit, she doesn't seem fully comfortable with it. This is almost like if it was organized by date, it would be like a perfect timepiece of the changing of styles and clothes and personalities as you're going along. But because it's not in order and it seems to be a little more haphazard, just kind of filling spaces as they came, the brickwork and the ductwork of this place is specifically seems to have been dug and molded to kind of fit a person per each cavity along this area. And yeah, it is a very macabre sort of lineup. There's no names, there's no name tags, there's no titles, but there is just semi-preserved persons running the entire length of this hallway as you guys get down to the very bottom. Different clothing, different items. As you get further down, you start to notice more of them are just in traditional monk robes or friar robes and attire, or the occasional habit or nun attire. There's one or two that look like they have priest collars on and sort of suit jackets. And as you get a little bit further down, Hachu and Peter, you both start to notice some of them are wearing their chainmail and armor still, and are likely being propped up in a more industrial way, the bodies. Some of them having tunics of like crosses, and you're starting to get a little more medieval and paladin knightly as you get further in.
I'm going to ask the young nun if she knows anything about how the bodies are placed in here.
She kind of stops, looks to you, looks over, and will lean over and kind of gingerly takes both the shoulders of one of them, and it kind of lets off a little bit of dust and rattles a little bit, and very lightly leans it forward. It would seem that some of them have been kind of steel rod shank attached to their back at about waist height, and then kind of motions it back over, and she kind of shakes her hands a little bit and gives that little bit of like a ew reaction and brushes her hands off. They seem to be propped up. Some of them maybe got frames in or on them. One looked like they had copper wire running along the length of their body so they could stay in their pose. I'm not entirely sure.
I actually
Copper
meant
wire.
whether or not, that makes sense. Pretty easy malleable. Very easy, strong
You
enough to
feel
hold
it.
bones together. Soft enough to move by hand real easy. Anyway,
You need to steal the copper wire.
My God, they
she's
got
the
a
one from the Royal
Cadillac.
South.
They got a catalytic converter down here too.
Oh my god.
Shoot, I'm gonna make my payday.
The crackhead raid on the Capuchin Monastery.
Um,
Get my fentanyl fix.
How will our dead bodies stand on their own now?
I was actually hoping to find out if you know kind of like how they put specific people in specific places, or is it just kind of stick them where they fit?
She kind of
You
gives
said
a
you had
small
not been
nod
here.
to the second one. It kind of just looks like they put them where they fit. Some of them seem a bit more important, and some of them not so much. I don't really know the ordering. I've not been past the second level anyway. I don't like it.
You said you started here very recently, after the death of this nun, but before the standoff, I presume.
I arrived just 2 days before the Hospitaller arrived.
What brought you here, specifically? I know there are
was-
many monasteries around Italy.
I was literally just transferring from the Capuchin Monastery in southern Italy. There's 4 of them, actually. The Capuchin Order seems to... I just knew that. I was told to transfer. I know 2 other sisters, I think, also transferred, I want to say, to the one in Georgia in the U.S.
Ah, so you kind of came in here as a replacement of sorts.
You could call
Or-
it that. They were starting to realize they were understaffed, you could say, and we were a bit overstaffed in the other, and I was told to come here, and I arrived to this situation.
Ah. Alright.
Congrats, you guys got the first day tour guide.
I mean, at least we got a tour guide. You just got book.
Hey, I got 2 books. Fuck you.
She kind of turns and motions for you guys to continue following as she walks along, doing that nice kind of nun glide, and hits the very bottom of the ramp where it levels out and cuts to the right again. As you continue along, it is another hallway similar to this one of more bodies, semi-entombed and preserved. With the 18 and 19 especially, Wilhelm, you're just kind of looking, you're like, there's a lot of skeletons that aren't really full skeletons. Some of them are skeletons, some of them aren't full skeletons. Hachu and Peter, though, you definitely can kind of pick out and notice the ones in more civilian attire have, for lack of better words, are going a bit more skeletal, whereas anyone that seems to be in any religious attire, or perhaps religious founding or backing, are still retaining, despite being wildly older, or perhaps not as old, are still retaining semblance of skin and body and density. Some of them still having what seems to be their eyes underneath their eyelids. Some of them still having what seems to be tongues and mouths, still have their fingernails. It doesn't, despite seeming wildly older, some of them easily being perhaps a Templar, Hospitaller Knight from who knows what crusade. He just looks like a very, very old man, a little bit withered, looking like the cheek skin is getting really thin, but considering the age, they seem very well preserved.
Can I make a religion or history check to see if I've seen anything similar-ish to this before?
You
Or
can
know of anything?
You can do a religion or history check if you would like to see if any of them really stick out in particular.
I do both, or do I have to pick one?
One or the other, whichever you would
Can
like
I-
to lean into.
Do the same, see if there's some kind of magical item or like
Give
effect
me,
that would cause that.
Give me Arcana, Hachu. Ah, okay.
Woo! Actually, get to use my thing.
Yeah,
Let's go.
just to be arcane.
That's why I brought you.
Let's go.
Okay.
I was so ready for you to roll in that one.
Oh man.
It's not if, it's when.
So with that religious roll, you're kind of leaning more into your religious knowledge and history rather than your historical. Well, you can't exactly tell the dates or how old or really judge the style of shield that might be at their side or the design of ringmail compared to chainmail. You're not looking so much at that per se as you are the iconography, the symbology, the specific sew patterns. And it would seem a good majority of the, we would say, church and abbey and hospice staff, be it the friars, the monks, the handful of nuns, are definitely of either a various Italian order or a hospitaller order. However, of your knights and paladins and some of your men-at-arms and sergeants that are in there, all of them seem to be your more sort of tunic over chainmail, some of them having plate mail or half plate, majority of them having helmets that are tucked underneath their arms, and are definitely more senior knights or what seems to be more grizzled, experienced knights. Majority seeming to be from the Hospitaller Order. However, a good chunk of them being Franciscan or straight up Papal. There's one that you would assume might be a Sicilian or Romanian order. There seems to be some very, very early era, kind of, how would I say, kind of the early parts, if you had to take a guess, before some of the more Catholic reformations around the 1200s. There's at least a handful in here that
Great Schism stuff.
Yeah, there's a handful in here that are definitely dated, but their bodies and armor and attire does not look as old as it should. But there's definitely some old and possibly important knights and persons in here.
Okay.
Can I do like since they're doing like religion and arcana, can I do like a history check, just like looking at the people as we go down, maybe discerning like if this is set up in like a historical order, or maybe an order of importance?
Yeah, give me a history roll, and I will touch on the arcana for Hachu here. Hachu, you kind of look at it, and for a half moment you lean in and kind of do your snake flitter, which is sort of your smell, taste, sight, and kind of all senses at once, because snakes are kind of odd like that. And you use it to kind of try to perceive a bit of the magic that might be floating around. There's definitely a magic, but it's not the magic that you're used to. It's not the drawn magic. It's not the more arcane style or sigil-based magic. It's that weird kind of flavor that religious magic carries. A little more divination, a little more divine, a little more direct in its power, not as corruptible or free-floating. But it's definitely thick in the air. And while they do smell like they're embalmed and kind of entombed, it seems like it was done more so out of a preservation. Just to... I guess the best way to put this, imagine you're going to get a suntan, but you only put on half the amount of suntan lotion that you need. These guys are not preserved by the standard sense to preserve their bodies that you would do. There's definitely a magic that is keeping them more preserved. It is not entirely embalming or various medical methods. There's definitely a magical air that is keeping them like this.
So I know that this place is like essentially an anti-magic field. Does it like exude magic?
Not that you can really tell. There definitely seems to be a sort of magic in the kind of floating in the halls that you can kind of feel with what little bit of magic you're able to tap into. But Hachu especially is just getting kind of a ripe, pungent punched in the nose of there's definitely a magic on these bodies themselves.
The snake is tasting God.
Kind of, yeah. In a way, yeah. With that history check, yeah, that 7, those are nice
Today, man.
clothes. That's some cool clothes. A lot of monks, a lot of robes. Robes never changed. Like a friar's robes from 1935 isn't really any different from a friar's or monk's robes from 1420 or 1610. Monk's robes are monk's robes, and majority of them are in robes or attire, some of them in knight armor. There's a handful that are in somewhat more Victorian or maybe like early 1900s clothes, but not that you can really tell.
Okay. Yeah, it was terrible. My 3s today are great.
As you guys continue along, walking a little bit slower, you hit the bottom, you turn right, continue down that second hall. As it starts to drop down again, and you hit an actual staircase that drops at about half the distance of the previous 2 hallways. You step your way down the staircase in the more narrow hall, and it juts again to a sharp right. And as you take that right, it opens up to a very large, about 2 stories down now, open room. And it's got rounded corners, it's got a rounded ceiling, it's vaulted. There's a nice shape and design to it, and I would like all of you down there currently to roll me a perception check.
No.
Ooh, 20.
It just closed down on accident.
Oh no.
It's so over.
Piotr died.
Oh no.
He
Massive and
looked so
sudden
hard.
stroke.
He had a. He looked so hard. His fucking heart exploded.
National Treasure style. He fell off the catwalk like those guys in the tomb.
Oof. Pull the lever on the
It's
ladder. Perception.
perception, correct?
Hey.
Damn.
So, Hachu and Peter, it kind of hits you guys differently than it hits Wilhelm for some reason. That's a lot of bones. When we were picturing crypt or like catacomb, this is exactly what we were picturing. So it doesn't really hit you with too much surprise, more so just the sheer amount of it. However, Wilhelm, yeah, this is almost artistic. There is a definite layout and design here. There is a almost occultish kind of shaping here, and I'll post a couple pictures of what a good chunk of this particular room doth look like.
Can't wait to see more bodies. Go, Chris, and we're in.
Oh God.
So,
Kobo is gonna have a terrible time catching up with them.
oh, yeah. So this room definitely does not have any of the preserved bodies. It would seem a lot of the bodies and persons maybe not important enough to be preserved, or perhaps in a state that couldn't be preserved in a nice manner, or just maybe some more of the general people that died in the area that were maybe graced enough to get to enter this area. And I'll spoil them in-game images for you. There is a very macabre design of different parts of bone
Damn.
all over the ceilings, the walls. There is a literal prayer station of skulls. It is quite the macabre layout to this room.
Hey,
How the hell they get that? How the hell they get that guy on the ceiling?
Staples.
That's sick.
Glue.
Poporoya.
Glue.
Damn it, I keep hitting friggin' Steam.
But as you enter here, with that 20 perception, Wilhelm, you definitely notice, whereas most churches and monasteries and orders will have more so iconography of an afterlife or of heaven or of a sort of stained glass style retelling of events or sort of biblical passage given imagery. This place seems entirely like positioned to tell you death is a thing. Like, it seems entirely focused on death and the concept around death. Not the destination, not where it might go. It is just entirely death-based.
So like
Wow.
a shrine to death.
Essentially, yeah. It seems like a prayer shrine to death.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with the Catholicism thing, but I like their style here. This is nice.
I'm gonna give Hachu a sideways glance over that.
She seems to kind of stand there a little bit uncomfortable and is kind of looking a little bit, lowers her head and walks over to the side where there is a second door and pulls it open. And all of you get that heavier smell of deeper earth and more bodies. And when she opens it, she kind of covers her nose and mouth for a couple moments and looks to you. I'd rather not go deeper, but if you wish to investigate further, just a little ways down, you'll see where there's 2 bodies missing. That's where she died.
Do you know
What
the
happened to
exact,
the
like,
bodies?
distance?
We relocated the bodies to another part deeper in the catacombs.
Do you by any chance know exactly where those bodies were relocated to? I would like to see them.
Deeper in the catacombs, they might be sticking out. I'm not entirely sure.
Ah. Well, thank you for your assistance.
Of course. And if any questions or help or anything, just come back up and find one of us in the commons. We'll help you where we can.
Alright, thank you.
And she's gonna turn and leave the door open for you guys, leaving you in the center of this sort of preaching room, this sort of prayer room, and start making her way back up the winding hallways and tunneling back around. We'll do a quick scene transition over to our other
Actually,
two.
hang on. Before we do that,
Oh.
since you said this is a lot more macabre than most catacombs, can I roll a religion check on that? See if I know anything more or nah?
Sure, you can roll religion. 12. So it matches all the exact design points where you would normally have gold veins and painted or actual gold trim, where the molding would be done pretty much in the exact same design and pattern as everything has been done here, literally to the T, except not an ounce of this is actual molding. It is entirely like atypical as it should be in a church or monastery, except everything is bone. If you took all the bones out of this room, it would literally just look like a big pill-shaped empty room. Everything has been done here exactly to T as it would be in most churches, but entirely of bone.
This is what happens when you skimp on building materials.
No, they had plenty of building materials.
Yeah, they had plenty. The local people.
They were free, too.
Yeah, they were free. They just came here and we took this kid, made a scythe out of like hip bones and stapled them to the ceiling. It was hilarious.
The bones in the graveyard are free. You can just take them to the monastery.
Exactly. As she's making her way up, the 3 of you are in there, and we'll pan back to you 3 in a moment. The 2 of you are led out to the common up top, Nico Centauran, as the Centaur nun kind of stops and turns looking to you. And is about to say something before she pauses and looks over, and you see the other nun kind of fast walking up and out of the door that she took the other 3 through. Stops, looks to you 3, and kind of just holds eye contact for a moment before turning and walking away further down and off down another hallway. And the Centaur nun just gives kind of a, huh.
Where's she going?
That was weird.
She really doesn't like the catacombs.
Oh, that's telling.
I don't really like them either. Also, because I'm not. They get kind of short for me. I'm having to crouch a lot.
So is that where they went?
I'm assuming so. You're free to follow.
Hey,
All
Nico,
right,
let's go.
let's head down that way.
Alright, we'll be up here if you need us.
There she was, just a walking down the catacombs.
Ooh, baby diddy dum.
Alright, who wants to go down the dark, scary tunnel beneath the monastery first?
Don't worry, I'll go in front.
Hold my belt loop.
I'm almost glad no one got my National Treasure reference.
I was thinking about. I was like, "What is that from?"
I'm like, that sounds familiar.
It's National Treasure.
God damn.
Yep, that's literally when they're underneath the
The
North
graveyard.
Church in Boston.
Yeah.
Oh man. So as the two of you start walking along, it's the regular hallway until you hit that first landing and it cuts to the right, and I'd like both of you to also make me a charisma save.
I guess having read about it prepared them.
You understood there was a catacomb. You understood, but you didn't. It still hits you a little bit, but you're able to walk through, almost kind of enamored and interested more so at, wow, this is a weird way to preserve.
Look at all these. This is horrible. Wow.
You know, not what I was expecting. Almost looks like some sort of death cult than a Catholic monastery.
I mean, the Catholics are a death cult. Look how the way they worship the fucking the relics of dead people
Oh, yeah.
that are just bits of old popes and saints.
Yeah, true.
This is the cloth of Christ.
Is this kind of like a linear path, or
It's linear. It drops down at about a 2 to 3 degree slope, and it goes downward, straight down, hits a short flat landing, cuts to the right, and then continues going downward again in another kind of longer running hallway. But you guys make your way down the first hallway, make your way down the second hallway after the first turn. You hit the second turn, and it comes to that half-length hallway where, Torin, I would like you to make me a perception check.
Whether or not he sees us.
No, something that would actually be kind of hard to see unless you were Torin's height. So where all the
It's a cobalt
bodies
skeleton.
are standing at normal human height, and there's sort of layers, almost like a stair step. Keep in mind, there is no safety railing in 1936 at this time in the monastery. That was put in much later, but I can't find any old pictures of how it used to look.
Onions have layers.
Right. So, God, there's no safety railing, but in that first picture where there is safety railing, there is a sort of slight indent that you can't see at normal person's height unless you were to like crouch or kneel for some reason. Torin, though, you're just tall enough to see it. You see 3 cutouts where it would almost look like where there's like little indents about coffin sized where a person would be, like all these others. There's 3 smaller, about your height, about 3.5, 4 foot tall indents underneath that you would miss if you weren't actually that height to see it. And standing there, you would assume, wow, it's weird to put in the 3 slots. There's 2 of them filled. Seems weird that there were to be monk children. I've never seen monk children. And you give a slight head lower, and in the corner of your eye, you barely catch it. That is a kobold skull standing there. Those are, in fact, 2 kobold monks.
What?
You good?
Is it?
and he'll like grab Nikos by like the middle, like the below his armpit, and like yank him down to like his head level.
There's 2 very sort of, like how rams and like mountain goats have a longer sort of undercurving horns. They're kobold skulls, but unlike Torin's horns, which were a bit shorter, or the Director General's horns, which were more pointed and upwards, these ones are curled back and around, kind of like a ram, and are pretty long for what you know of kobolds.
History check.
Some
You can
kobolds are
make
more
a
well
history
endowed.
check. Ah, nice.
14.
Very magically inclined kobolds. Now, from what you can remember of your lineage, regular kobolds have regular adorned horns. Very intelligent kobolds, very high-ranking kobolds, kobolds with a lot of authority given to them, typically by whoever their dragon master might be, have longer, more adorned pointed horns. The only ones that get the curved horns are the very, very magical ones.
These guys are bad news.
Oh, I don't think you'll have to worry about them.
No,
Besides-
hopefully not.
So basically, just start looking at you.
Skull's turn to follow you.
Oh god.
Well, plus they were priests or monks or something anyway, probably, right? So
Yeah. let's
probably
keep
weren't
walking.
that bad, unless you're a heretic or something.
Kobold's gonna rush past those.
Kobolds
You
are
gotta-
heretic.
You gotta lead 'em and the two
Kobold
of you-
doesn't like reminders of his own mortality.
As you guys continue along from the 3 child size that have 2 kobolds in it, you go down the couple steps, and we'll have you guys pop up in a few moments behind the other 3. What are the 3 of you doing in this prayer room with the door left open for you to go to the next level?
I think this is probably going to be right about the time that I'm kind of examining it to see how it compares to other catacombs
Okay.
I've seen.
I'm standing by the door with my arms folded, not quite tapping my foot, but wondering like, are we moving on?
What are you doing,
Uh,
Achu?
I don't know, I guess just looking around at the bodies and stuff.
Just kind of looking, perusing. I can take one of these.
You better not.
So as
I
you,
can take a few of them.
you guys are kind of just looking around. Yeah, Nikos and Torn, you guys take the corner and enter in as it opens up to this prayer room of skullish, macabre design with a sort of faux Grim Reaper just put up on the ceiling.
What in the name of
I take it you do not have anything like this in Boston, then.
No!
I was thinking maybe it was some kind of Catholic thing.
They made their crown molding out of ribs.
You have it on the Wi-Fi? No problem.
Rib crown molding.
Sorry.
Rib crown molding. Ooh.
Oh man, that's an image.
I started looking at my spells
The
again. I
hip
forgot
bones
I
on
had a.
that, like, the shrine with the hip bones is sick. It looks so cool.
Actually, yeah, I get it. And then just drape some kids over it, like, here you go.
And like the friggin', I don't know if that's flesh in like the shape of like an hourglass or something like that.
In which one?
Those look
the one with the
like
hip bones for the kids.
Oh
They all look
yeah.
like
What?
hourglasses.
hourglasses
Oh, it's
with
got, like,
wings,
wings on it.
Shoulder blades or something.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah,
like
those
shoulder
are-
I mean,
blades.
Those are shoulder blades.
The
you're
internal
right.
parts looks
No, I
like
think those are
folded
tailbones.
skin. Are those tailbones? Because it looks like they're knotted in the middle.
I think it's tailbones going to probably like a neck bone or something.
Is
But
it
the top and
child?
bottom piece looks like tailbones. It looks like it's a 3-piece.
Is it just a child's pelvis
middle.
upside down?
Actually, that could be
Yeah.
it too.
Could be. Oh yeah, I could.
Maybe.
No, but the tailbone thing makes sense now that I look at the bottom of the basically the bottom of the spine. That would make sense. The vertebrae on the wall is cool. They're kind of like just nailed up there through the.
Yeah.
That's.
I'm not gonna
awesome.
lie, when I started deep diving this place, I'm like, oh, I gotta make a mission around this. This place is fucking cool.
How is this a holy place?
Well,
Devil
you see,
religion
there's
on
holes in
that?
the skeleton. There's holes in the the hip bones. There's a lot of holes here.
I don't like you right now.
I take it you guys had some level of success in the library.
Don't talk.
Marginally.
I do have good news. For once, Kilbasa here did not flirt with a nun.
Ah, good.
¿Qué pasa?
Are you feeling okay?
I'm fine. Not everything I do is flirting with a nun. And I didn't flirt the first time, I was just asking questions. You guys
It
just seem-
certainly seemed like flirting to us. Though I suppose this atmosphere is not really conducive to it. What did
Yeah.
you find in the library?
I found a journal talking about some unnamed priest here was very upset about a body being buried here, and that he was potentially going to get some other priests to do something. He never said what exactly.
Did they say what the name of the body, or like who the body was, or where it was in the catacombs?
Nope. Just
Was there
that there was a
date?
body.
The monks here were
I-
upset that the
there was no
foundation
date either.
made
No,
of
there was-
bones.
The library was very poorly organized.
Torin, do the bodies in here look like they're arranged like chronologically?
History check.
Tonight on History's
Or-
Mysteries.
Or like
Give me
paint check.
give me an investigation for this particular room. Hey, you look at it.
Adjust.
There's
glasses.
no adjust your glasses. There's no timing or dating or chronological order. Everything was stacked or put in here based upon size and convenience. It's almost like they had a big pile of bones and went, let's get the bigger skulls as the base, and we'll use the smaller skulls to make the crowning, and we'll use the upper half of spines to do the thinner parts, and the lower half of spine. There's no real dating or order to it other than size convenience.
To answer Wilhelm.
No, this is art.
Just like a macabre art. Okay. Well, as we move forward, keep that like in your mind, because maybe that can tell us about who this person they were looking for, these bodies we were looking for, were, and maybe what time they lived in.
Well,
That's just
We
my
also
thought.
found some
you
doodlings
able-
of Friar Bosco, like one of the first Franciscans, figuring out a good symbol for the order. So he might be somewhere in this
Is it the-
mess.
Is it the same symbol the order uses now?
No, it was like a predecessor to it.
Gotcha.
I never thought
Were you
we
able
were-
to come up with any kind... My mic on mute. It's not
No,
doing
we're
my...
We hear
Okay,
you.
that
We
is
can
weird.
see
I
you.
might restart headset in a moment. Were you able
What
to
is
find any
headset?
kind of... Shut the fuck up. Suka. Were you able to come up with any kind of dating for that book you found, or is it nothing?
No.
Anyway, and anything in the way the book was written, anything in the cover? Did you think to check?
They
Should
dated
we
I didn't.
nothing.
It was just old.
They dated nothing.
But yeah, no dating whatsoever.
There were entire books about how to decorate the gardens.
That seems
Mhm.
pretty normal. It's all records. You keep all records.
Those aren't records. Those are.
Can
Hey,
I
if you
take
were
a
in
look
a-
at this book?
I didn't bring it with me.
I
If you were in a
Hey,
monastery all the time, you'd find stuff to write about.
Can you read Latin?
Fair enough.
Wait,
No, but I can take a look at the book and try and guess how old it is.
Oh yeah, right. Well, wait, no. Look, the Capuchin retelling one was English, wasn't it? You know,
Yes.
it's typed.
Yep, it was rewritten into English.
Torin's gonna
Shitty.
fish the Capuchin text out of his satchel and hand it to Pietro.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna throw a history check at it and see if I can glean anything from it.
Alright.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
And I'm assuming that means I can glean nothing.
You glean pretty much the same stuff he did. It's a retelling of essentially, yeah.
Basically, you're saying the same shit that he said.
Oh no.
Alright, I'm gonna close the book and I'm gonna hand it back to him.
Thank you.
Roll for athletics.
Shut up. Shut up.
I'm sure you guys take way better records than these guys do. Don't worry.
Slide a hand check.
What?
Should we venture forth?
Unless you feel like lingering around here, I'm gonna proceed to inform the two newcomers about what the nun told us about where everyone else is as we start down the hallway.
All right.
There's not really much here besides what we see here. Looks
Yes,
like
let's go deeper. I'd love to.
edifices and shrines of bone and religious edifices of bone and
Bone.
Oh.
As you guys kind of file through and start making your way down the hallway, this one ends up a little bit more of a steeper angle and is doing a little bit more of a rounded rather than a square descent. It's a little more smooth and rounded out. Goes a
Is
little
it
wide.
like switchback type style,
Is it what?
like a switchback type style.
No.
Or like you
It's
go
going
down
in a clockwise kind of rotation downward.
Okay, like a
very,
spiral almost, or just a giant
kind of
circle.
like a very wide spiral, yeah.
Okay.
As you continue down, there is a few alcoves in the wall where there is some more bodies that are standing by, and as you're getting further down, they seem more fresh, more preserved, more live of sorts. Almost to the extent of like they look like they're just suffering from really old age and not actually dead, some of them. As you're continuing further down, the lights are getting a bit dimmer, and you come across where the little cable running along the ceiling comes to an end and is tied off into a little bundle of wire right before you hit a sort of bulkhead doorway. There's no actual door in it, it's just the doorway entrance itself. And
Like
as
an
you step,
archway?
kind of like an archway, but rounded and shorter at the base as well. As you all step through it one at a time and kind of spill your way out, it opens up to a very large, about easily 22 to 25 foot tall vaulted ceiling. You know your typical church, how it has high walls on the side and goes to an A-frame on the roof? And it's maybe a good 80 or so feet deep. And at the end of it, you would have your you'd have all the pews lined up, and then you would have your altar at the very end where like the pastor would be giving his sermon. It's essentially in that same shape. You got pillars running along the length of it. You have where there would be the big glass windows, or there would be the very intricate trim and design. Instead, the entire 20-foot wall is kind of a rank and file of heaps of bodies. Some of them laid on their side and stacked up a little unceremoniously, some of them preserved in standing positions, some of them given more dignified sort of like knightly order poses inside their little cavity of the wall. Some of them having fallen apart since then and kind of fallen and draped over some of the others. The entire about 20-foot tall wall before it goes to the A-frame on both sides of this essentially cathedral deep underground is just lined with bodies and skulls and designs. As you guys continue through, it is very dark. Who has dark vision of all of you?
I do.
I
Torn
could. If I
and
prepared it.
Hachu,
I do.
Nikos, okay. And Hachu, do you have dark vision?
I also have a lantern,
Ooh.
which I will brandish despite the dark vision
If
because I
I
like color.
Do where would I see it?
Would be
Oh,
under...
yes. Yes, I do. I do have that.
Okay. So,
I see.
Peter and Wilhelm, as you guys step in, it's dimly lit because the only thing lighting this entire place is the occasional candle that seems to be one of those very slow, long burn candles, either on top of a skull or in a little vase or a little lantern.
Of course, it's on top of a skull.
Why
Why
wouldn't
wouldn't
it
it be?
Just kind
It'd
of.
probably be one of those like spine candles, which is a giant
yeah.
spine with a candle on the top.
Yeah. Just kind of scattered about, very dimly lighting the place. You can't really make anything out. And as you guys continue walking in, kind of making your way around, I would like Hachu, Nikos, and Torin to give me a perception check.
God damn it.
Holy moly.
Damn.
Aw, man, it would have been so funny if you got a 9.
Give me one moment so I can actually get the map here for you.
Torin is going to take his lantern out, though. Dark vision's nice and all, but his colored vision is nicer, so.
So the two of you walking that don't have it, you can kind of see a greenish yellow hue behind Nikos and Hachu's eyes as they kind of look around, that sort of glimmer from the candlelight. And Torin walking around, you can see that almost like brighter whitish blue sort of shimmer behind his eyes as they're just walking about. Wow, yeah, your perception roll's very low. So you guys
I rolled a
continue
4.
walking a bit deeper into this place. And you said you were taking out your lantern, Torin?
Yes, the bullseye
Is
lantern.
anyone else taking out a light source or a
I'll
light
take out
or
Torin.
Nah.
a torch? Alright. I would like both of you then to... Is it a kerosene lantern or a just regular, like, wick lantern?
It's bullseye lanterns are generally kerosene wick.
Okay.
Let me check.
I was gonna say, yeah, is it a torch or a lantern for you as well, Wilhelm?
It would be a torch unless I had light on right now, which I think I don't have light. So yeah, it'd be a
Important.
torch.
It's important to note that bullseye lanterns are sealed.
Yes.
Okay.
So you kind of pop the front cap open, and I need both of you to give me a sleight of hand roll.
Wow. Your flint accidentally lights my lantern.
Oh my god.
Torch double light with one flick.
Got it.
Holy shit. Yeah, Torin, you reach in and you flick your thumb, and you have to give it a couple match strikes of your thumb using your claw to try to get it going before it finally... And you light it. Wilhelm, yeah, you put a little extra oil on this thing while it was sitting in your pack. You could have breathed hot air on it. It probably would have caught fire. You just kind of
Yeah,
look at it, and you give the smallest little flick, and it just illuminates nice and bright.
Show off.
I would like...
I'm just curious.
Yeah?
Would mending restore a burning out like candle, or
Technically, it would
torch?
restore the candle, but you might have to relight it. But it would technically restore a candle to its original full size, I believe. That would make sense, yeah.
Okay.
Heal back up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to, since I don't have any fancy lights, I'm gonna go over to one of the guttering out candles on the side and see if I can cast mending on it.
Before you do that, as you go walking over to try to light one of those, now that you have a little more light to look at, you're kind of holding your torch up. The low light vision of you guys is going active. Torin, you're closing the little cap on the front of your lantern and pointing it outwards to start illuminating. I would like all 5 of you to roll me a perception check.
I'll roll your perception.
No.
Wow.
God damn
I
it.
love sending
That's
you guys to, like,
This is amazing.
Wow,
anywhere
that's, like,
in
perfect.
tunnels.
11, 13, 6, 13, 11. I love the
13, 6, 13. Holy shit, how did that happen? What the fuck? Okay,
It's very dark.
it is very dark. You guys aren't...
Welcome to the
What is it?
palindrome party.
Yeah.
That is a
Welcome to the
palindrome, right?
Yeah,
have to
it
be
is.
with
Oh my god.
letters, not numbers, but I'll let go.
So, as you
This
guys
is
are,
not your hill to die on, Golbasa.
as you guys are kind of
Well,
looking
not rich,
around, Torin, you step forward, kind of trying to point your lantern out to the front to see perhaps what's going on or what's around, or just get more illumination. Peter, you're a bit more focused on the candles in front of you, and you're just trying to look at them. Do you actually want to cast Mending on it to like restore them and then relight
I
them?
do. I want to take one, and I want to see if I can do that. Yeah.
So you kind of reach out to cast Mending, and you notice the spell does work as the candle slowly kind of regrows and shimmers a bit back to the original about 3 foot tall candle that it was. However, the
Damn, that's a
light on it
big
has gone
fucking
out.
candle.
It's the big, like, baseball bat sized church ones, like the ones that you light because it's gonna illuminate a place for like a week.
You now have an
I'm gonna-
inconveniently sized candle.
I'm gonna ask Klobasa to come over here and relight the candle with his torch.
1 second, I flared my eyes out, lighting this thing and looking directly at the fire.
Your fucking welding goggles didn't catch it. Just
I did. No, so this is the thing. I was thinking like, oh, I had my welding goggles on, so I can't see anything. But no, I actually happened to have them off, and I just like, I basically flared out
flashbang
my
yourself.
eyes, looking at the candle, and then trying to look around. It's like seeing the spots when you look at light when you start it.
You're seeing
So that's
purple.
what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of like blinking to get myself back to regular.
Nikos, what are you up to?
Probably just looking around in the darkness.
Alrighty. And Hachu, what are you looking around at or doing? Just perusing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright.
Adjusting my eyes to the auto brightness, I guess is the way I could say it.
For low light vision.
Auto brightness.
I think Torin is walking forward while looking up at the ceiling, realizing that he can't see the ceiling.
Yeah, it's actually very hard to see the ceiling. Alright. As you're going, trying to relight the candle, you call over. You can hear Peter calling for you to come relight it as your vision's slowly coming back to you. Nikos, you're looking up on the walls on the side. Yeah, it's just 3 layers of just bodies and persons and tombs. This is a massive singular room crypt in the shape of a cathedral. Hachu, that's a nice pillar. That's a cool ceiling. If this place was properly lit, this would be cool, but things are dim. Torin, I would like a perception roll from you once again.
Oh, thank God.
Your bullet lantern comes in clutch as you point it forward and extend your hand out, and I would like you to make a charisma save.
No.
What kind of horrific thing did you just find?
Neutral.
You pause in place for a half moment, and it is a long enough half moment for you to see a person kind of kneeling. They're down on one knee, and they're looking directly towards you. From what you can see in the light, they have what looks like shoulder pauldrons and a breastplate on. They seem to have thicker leather arming gear and kind of a jacket with a very high collar. Sort of a heavier, almost like jousting helmet or like trencher's helmet with a mask on over their face. And they kind of look up at you, and you see them raise a hand up and make the hush sound. And then they point upwards towards the ceiling, and they make a motion of pulling a trigger, and then shake their head no.
Is Torin able to hush with a 10 charisma save?
You're kind of frozen in place for a half moment, but you're able to, like, react to it as you would feel. But he looks to you, makes a hush motion with a finger in front of where his mouth would be, points at the ceiling, pulls his finger like he's pulling a trigger, and then shakes his head no.
Slowly pan lantern upwards.
It's just the ceiling.
Confused hand signals.
Just shaking his hands silently.
Just like what the fuck?
Yes, hands.
I would
That's
like you to
definitely-
give me another investigation, Torin.
Ooh.
As you're kind of looking at the ceiling, you get the notion, oh, he's not talking about the ceiling. He's talking about above ground. And as you kind of look back down and shine the light back on him, he is slowly approaching you. In his left hand, backwards in his hand, is what looks like a longer bayonet. And in his right hand, looks to be a trench club. And he is stealthily crouch walking towards you. Again, reaching up and making a hush motion with a finger in front of his mouth. What would you like to do?
Just stand there stupidly, not knowing what to do.
Do we hear him squealing about this?
The other four of you, give me a perception check to see if you guys hear Kobold stuttering.
Oh boy, here I go being deaf again.
Nice.
Hey, they hear him. Alright, let's see what else.
Oh, thank God.
So, Wilhelm, you don't notice because your eyes are still flared out by the fire. You're still kind of trying to, like, oh, god damn it, fuck, shit.
Lighting Peter's candle with my back to the kobold right now.
Yeah, you're kind of trying to light that. Nikos, you're looking back.
Lighting a candle that's already lit because you can't see for shit.
I'm melting the side of the candle with the torch.
Oh god, just lighting it in the middle. All of you except for Wilhelm, who's trying to focus on using this torch to light a large fuck-off candle. All of you kind of look over here in the small stutters, and you can see the outline and shape coming out of the darkness in front of Torin, a crouched, armored trencher-looking dude. And he is starting to raise a club up above his head like he is about to strike down at Torin.
Quickly, can I ID whether or not this is one of the Franciscan paladins or a Hospitaller or some unidentified fourth party at this point? How many parties are involved? 5, 6?
A lot. Give me a moment. I will find a quick image here for you of these very guys.
These
Guys?
These guys.
Hey, these dudes.
These dudes.
Look at this
These
dude.
guys.
Look at
these
his
people.
face.
They look like things. They do stuff. Where is it? Where did I put this one?
Hey,
He
he's wearing
got a
fake
stick.
Jordans.
He got a stick. Run his fate.
He's got a stick with a rock on the end. Oh god.
Hey, he's wearing fake
Oh, one of the-
Jordans. Get him.
One of those trench clubs that looks weirdly like those things you use to throw a ball for a dog.
Low key, kind of, yeah.
It's the Tuscan Raider stick.
After a quick take your time.
Let's see. It is buried in my images for people. Allow me a quick moment.
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know.
How do you name your images?
I don't. They're all named screenshot and timestamp.
Oh God.
Could be worse. You could just name it after
I've
the
been
very
putting
first
off
thing you see.
organizing like the 300 images that I have harvested for this campaign. I have them semi-organized. This is the tokens folder, and somewhere in the tokens folder is this particular token. Somewhere. I will find it. It is somewhere in here. Let's see. Boop boop boo 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 boo. Boop boop boo boo. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Bum 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 ba-da. Bum 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 bum. Ah, fuck.
The water didn't come out to the 70s.
Doing the what? Where? What? Who? What?
Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water didn't come out to the 70s. Or
Really?
might have been 60s. Yeah, late 60s, early 70s.
Huh.
It's actually earlier than I would have anticipated.
I guess we.
Are you
can,
getting mad at us farbing over music in the little break section?
It's not big band or jazz, so
It's not Big Band's right interest.
Frank Sinatra for real.
Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water came out in 1972. Damn, I was good. I know classic rock way too well. That's all I'm gonna
You're a
say.
classic rock baby.
I mean, the closest thing we'll have to a
When did
classic
Black-
rock.
when did
ever
Black
released
Betty
is,
come out?
Robert Johnson. So
When did
No,
Black
no, no.
Betty
We
come
have
out?
Yeah.
Black Betty came out in 1890 something. The original version.
The
Yeah, because it
popular
was by
one.
Leadbelly.
1890 or 1990?
No, like straight up like 1898, 1900.
Okay.
And then they turned it into a rock song.
It's
Yeah.
funny. When I'm old enough, grunge is going to be considered classic rock. And
Shut
we're
up.
like 5 years
No,
away.
classic rock is an era now. It's like like classical Greek antiquity. Classic rock is an era of music separate from like classics, like the classics. Classic rock is it's like a whole thing.
Just
Yeah.
reminds me of that lame but hilarious Futurama joke where Fry's sitting around listening to hip hop and Leela comes in and goes, "You can't sit around all day listening to classical music."
God damn it.
That's funny.
Oh, this is tripping me out once again.
I'm going to trip you out.
So I'll just continue to hang in suspense. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep you on the edge. It's time to goon the campaign.
Guys, listen to the
I'm
broken-
gooning till I edge the campaign. Who's
That's-
doing a West while they?
That's pretty much what the whole like week is for me. Just sitting there like, campaign.
Yo, I West till I do. Yeah.
I'm gonna do the West. I West till I do. Someone put that in quotes. Fucking hot you. I West till I do. Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck? Oh my
I
god.
don't know. My main favorite thing is the is Creepcast right now with Ordagoon and what's his name?
Meat Canyon.
Meat Canyon. Yeah.
Trevor.
Okay,
And people,
okay.
People saying, yeah, who creeping the cast right now? It's constant.
Black-
It's every
Black
time.
Betty is within time frame because the first actual recording was in 1933.
No shit.
Ram-a-lam, Black Betty had a child!
That ding gone wild. Wild Black Bay, ram-a-lam.
Oh, Black Betty!
Oh,
What
God.
about Man of Constant Sorrow?
Yeah, that's actually not a bad one. I can't find this fucking thing, so I'm just gonna use this here instead. And if you feel free to turn yourselves to the map.
Here's an older version. If you're curious.
I'm always curious.
I'm curse.
I hear it
This is
so
what,
faded in the background. It's amazing.
Hey, it's pretty on brand then. For the era. Look, we don't have that good of sound systems yet, so
Yeah, this is whack cylinder shit.
I mean, this is probably about what it would sound to us, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hey, babe,
Actually,
bust out the Edison
So
player.
I've listened to some
Oh,
wax
no.
cylinders. It comes through a little bit better when it's not digitized.
Yeah, because you feel the vibration of it.
I'm thinking of good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. Dabba dab. Good vibrations. Dabba dab.
Are they good vibrations?
Good vibrations.
Oh god.
Picking up bad vibrations.
A bad singular vibration. Alright, yeah, feel free to tune into the map. I'm just gonna use the token.
Tune
since I
into
can't
the
find-
map.
Yeah, since I can't find the actual image itself. All of you except for Wilhelm kind of look over and you see this kind of looks like trencher armored troop, very kind of piecemeal put together, raising a club up with a bayonet in the backhand, looking like he's approaching Torin, about to just club him with it slowly.
I'm gonna try and get in front of Torin.
I'm closer. I'm gonna draw my sword and I'm gonna put it in front of Torin. and try and block this guy. Only 10 feet away.
You're gonna try to run over and like block it.
Yeah. Not
Roll
in like
me-
a aggressive like attack, but I'm putting my sword in the way.
All right. Roll me a dexterity and then a sleight of hand. Ooh.
Sleight of hand. Never rolled that before.
So you kind of go over, you take a couple heavy steps and almost fall forward, and you get right beside him, and you thrust your arm out a little low to where it wouldn't be able to actually block anything, but the sword goes between the two of them as you look over at this guy. He pauses, looks to you, recoils back a little bit, taking 2 quick steps back. He's staying low and crouched and kind of fades in a bit of the darkness. I would like everybody, once again, to give me one final perception check. You can
Can I
do this
do a
one with
five?
advantage.
Oh, let me do again.
Let me. Yeah.
All right, 20.
I get the exact same number.
Damn.
Ooh.
Ooh,
I got a
24.
7. I got a
Oh,
15.
nat 20.
Nat
Let's
20.
go.
Nat
That was investigation.
24, perception. Wilhelm, you got 15-15. Peter got 15-14. Torn got a 17. Okay.
No, I got a 20. The first one was 20. I just rolled twice.
Oh shit, there it is. Okay. Let me go here then as he takes a couple steps back really quick and fully reveal, because all those candles on the wall flicker a little bit brighter and you get the illumination of the entire place. I would like investigation rolls from everybody.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
That's
good
what I was
lord.
looking for.
Oh. Oh.
I can't find investigation. I used it like
Wait.
twice already.
Is that a friggin' blonde-haired? How'd she get in here?
Obviously, there is a hole.
So Nikos, you're a bit hard focused on this trencher-looking guy to the front to notice anything else. All the rest of you, your gaze goes a little wide and you kind of look left, look right, and you see as the lights go up a bit brighter, the place getting it's still a bit dim, but you can actually see now as a lot of the lights go off. One particular light shining very bright is a little orb, like a miniature sun, that pops up and is hovering above what looks like a very kind of particular tomb, coffin, sitting at the forefront where normally your like preacher would be standing. And you guys see a handful of Maltese soldiers and a Maltese knight on the ground dead. And you see standing above them with either a bayonet in hand or a knife in hand, or one having another trench club. Their rifles all slung over their shoulder or their pistols holstered. Basagliari troops, like you saw outside, all kind of looking over at you. The trencher kind of looking at you as well. Off to the side is another Basagliari and another trencher who are slowly kind of creeping up on you guys and pause in place. And everybody's kind of just looking a bit frozen. Everybody except for Nikos notices in the back there is one of the Franciscan paladins standing by holding a halberd in a guard pose. A little bit behind him is a rather tall, standing, maybe 7 foot tall, looks like very large British soldier with a doughboy helmet, gas mask, big filter, tons of trenching gear all over him, and is standing there looking like a fucking wall. Quite literally being a wall. For the edges you can see
in the room
of
with the wall.
the wall's about to find the wall. Just behind him
My
is
job,
standing
fucker.
the yellow-clad nun, who seems to be casting a small spell in her hands and is hard focusing on the crypt that is directly in front of her on the tomb. And
Oh,
the
fuck,
trencher,
that's
before
right.
all of you guys, kind of looks, and he slowly lowers both of his arms down a little bit in his crouched position, as if to say, like, there's no aggression here. And just kind of looking to you, staying silent. Everybody's kind of tense at the moment.
Can I, with a... one second, I gotta look at one thing.
While he's doing that, I'm going to lower my sword so that it's, it's still in my hand, but it's obviously not up in like a guard position or a threat.
Mhm.
And I'm going to say, fancy seeing you here. I thought we hasn't had an agreement. As I'm going to slowly walk up towards one of the hospitalers, and I'm going to kind of check them over.
Which of the three are
Something
you gonna
about
try to walk
48
towards?
hours?
Which of the three are
I
you gonna
guess
try to walk
whichever one
towards?
is literally the closest.
That would probably be the one right there in the center. So yeah, as you do, this guy's gonna kind of scooch. This guy takes a couple steps back, keeping distance from you. Guards kind of half ready on them. As you go over and you're able to look to this guy. Assumedly the other two you can assume are in the same condition. Back of the head's clubbed in, or an appropriate dagger to the back of the neck. They were silently taken out.
Are they dead?
They
or
are dead.
Unconscious?
They are dead. They are full dead.
Torin is
Not if I have anything to say about it.
I was about to say. Question is, can I cast Revivify in here?
You will have to find out. What was up, Torn?
Oh, he's just spitefully shining the light from his bullseye lantern in the eyes of the dude who nearly clubbed him. He's just pointing it right at his face now, glaring.
He kind of looks to you, the other Basagliari looking a bit nervous. And he looks back, you see him look back over his shoulder for a half moment to the very large guy that's acting as the second wall for the nun who's casting some sort of spell. And he gives a very slow, heavy nod. The trencher then looks back to you, and the other Basagliari start kind of getting into a little more of a fighting pose, kind of tightening their grips on their various melee weapons. And he looks to you again, Peter. No firearms. The surface hears any shots, and all hell breaks loose. And he kind of readies his club and knife again. And I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Ooh, 19, nice.
Looking for
You have
fucking
big range,
initiative.
Oh,
All right. How come we never have the tank in the tank spot? Why is it me?
God damn.
Oh, man.
All right.
Luckily, I'm pretty high up on initiative, so I can get there pretty fast.
Yeah. What kind of distance do you have? You have 30 feet?
Yeah.
You have your spear and shield again, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I'm literally last in initiative. All right.
Oh, you get to heal your buddy after everybody's been killed.
Yeah. All right, let's get the
before this
darkest dungeon
starts-
going. Yep.
Looking at these guys in front of me, am I able to cast Revivify on them? Because I know there's a time limit on that.
You will not be able to cast it in the time that you seem you might have. However, everybody will
Well,
have
it only
a
takes
few-
one action, so the
It does.
so I mean on the fucking these guys, Hospitalers.
Everybody will have a few moments to do something before anything actually happens, as nobody's fully committed yet, but everybody's in a fighting pose ready to go. You're gonna reach over and cast Revivify on them?
Yeah, on the guy with the shield, I think he looks like the most important.
Alright. Roll me Arcana.
Arcana. It is.
Hey, bad.
You don't lose your spell slot when you cast it, but as you start to cast, you see a bit of the divination start kind of starting to try to reach off of you, and it kind of fades off and dissipates into the air. You don't lose the spell slot, but the spell is intercepted.
Okay.
Anybody else like to do something small or some quick action?
Probably just walk up a bit closer.
Alright.
I'm pulling my.
How far
saber
can
out.
I get with my
You could probably walk
sort of
about
movement.
15 feet or so.
Okay.
Then
Moving to the left of Torin and pulling out my saber.
take an arcane stance.
Arcane stance? Alright.
You use grovel again. I can't lie with that. I can't
I'm
cast
gonna
that ACF
move
right now.
behind them, like here.
Alright.
Thorin's gonna step
I
up
think
to
that was
this
15
guy
feet.
and go.
What is she doing? What is she doing?
He kind of just looks at you past the heavy plate. The only part of, like, any of him that you can really see that isn't padded armor, plate mail, or leather is the small slit between helmet and face guard. And the eyes just kind of squint at you a little bit. That's for you to not find out.
What are you doing? We were working on a compromise here. Did you call this a compromise?
As we get to first of the turn order. Yellow Nun! You see her focusing, she kind of tries to channel in a little bit, and you see her look over for a half moment, realizing you're there. And the large lumbering trooper standing in front of her seems to kind of give a small pat to her side. And she gives a nod and goes back to focusing on whatever spell she's trying to do. So that will be her turn. Hachu, you are the first of Wonders Company to have a go.
Okay. Hell, I don't know how any of my magic would actually work. Well, here, I might as well try something. Huh. And hopefully not die in the process.
Why is revivify necromancy if it's not a necromantic reviving?
It is, sort of. It's a soft necromancy.
It's good necromancy.
Yeah. What you up to, Hachu?
Well, trying to decide if I can actually.
Better not be getting ready to shoot. Well, I cast mending, so transfiguration spells work. That's what it is, right? Transmutation?
Believe so, yes.
Yeah, transmutation spells work.
Or at least that one
And
works.
healing spells,
Oh, whoops.
we gathered, work.
Blindness and
If-
deafness.
If this actually works, I'll try it on the big old dude over here.
Roll me Arcana.
Let me
Big
use
nigga.
Yeah. I just had the damn thing open.
Also, blindness and deafness doesn't feel like a necromancy spell to me either.
Your mother's not a necromancy spell.
You're right, she's not. She's an engineer.
I think I said the right thing.
Yep.
Damn,
Arcana.
almost a nat 20.
Damn. Yeah, you preserve your spell slot, but as you go to cast this, some of the black and reddish magic that you usually have comes off and just kind of dissipates and withers in the air. You still retain your spell slot, but the spell did not go through. You still have your
Damn.
movement and your bonus action.
How high is this this rock?
That
Right.
kind of knocked over Dirtied Pillar.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe about 5 foot.
Okay. I'll get behind it and stay low since I can't do a whole lot.
Gotcha. Nikos! I feel like this was made for
My
you.
turn. Right? Oh. I'm gonna come up and have a go at this trench man
Alrighty.
with the spear.
Well, I know what I can cast whenever I get to it.
Ooh. You go to thrust at him, and he gives a nice little parry with the trench club and kind of parries it off to the side as it barely misses him.
All right. Well, good thing I have 2 attacks. Are you shit?
Go to thrust again,
Okay.
and he parries with
Wow.
the club and the bayonet to the other
Okay.
side of him.
All right.
back to
Then I, for my bonus action,
Can I hit him in the
I'm
face with
going
the shield?
to do. Yes, actually, that is exactly what I'm about to do.
Would like to shield bash.
I would.
Alright. Make me your
Which,
shield bash.
let's see, it is strength modifier. Okay.
Honestly, we could probably stat that as an actual attack for you.
Yeah, I probably should do that at some point.
Oof. You go to stab at him twice, he parries both to either side, and you go for kind of a punching move with your shield after, and he just kind of bends backwards at the hip and kind of dodges
Damn.
it.
Showing me up. All right, that's all I got.
He's a trencher, he's good at the hand-to-hand stuff. Alright, we now get to Big Chonkin Paladin of the Franciscans. He is going to move to here, and he is going to hold his pose. Big guy is going to maintain his position as meat shield. Trencher number 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, is going to crouch walk his way up rather nimbly, having a club in either hand as well. Kind of duck walk. Wilhelm, you're up.
And everyone wondered why they made you learn how to do that. Did you have to do that, Nux?
Oh yeah, everybody has to duck walk.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try this and see if it works.
Oh.
If it does, awesome. If not, then well, not so awesome. Sorry.
Create. Oh. Oh.
So I'm gonna use my action to create a flamethrower. So I'm basically gonna make a small flamethrower in this square right here.
Can you ping that for me again? Gotcha.
Basically between me and yeah, thank you.
Oh my god, he spawned a field howitzer in the goddamn base.
Imagine you're in this cramped catacomb, and you're one of these Bersagliari guys. You see a bunch of guys come into the room, just kind of bumbling around, not exactly being stealth. You get ready to sneak up on them. They spot you, and then one of them just shits out a French 75 howitzer in the middle of the room.
In theory, you could get one of those airborne pack howitzers. You could get like 4 really strong dudes and carry that thing.
It kind of looks like a sort of magical, arcane, old, like, World War I era German artillery that pops up, but there's a little bit of flame kind of dripping off of it.
This is kind of what it looks like, but the glow inside is more red than it is green right now.
That's horrifying. I love it.
Yeah.
Magical
It's
artillery.
basically like spider-legged cannon.
Yep.
Yeah, carry this, you filthy casual. Have a
Alright.
Dave's Eldritch
And-
monstrosity cannon.
And since it is within 15 feet, let me measure something real quick. I want to measure a cone. It should be a 15-foot cone.
You
Wow,
can
it's hard to
actually
this.
do cone if you go to the
Yep.
measure thing.
I'm just trying to figure the degree. If it's 15 foot.
It's
I
a
don't know what
regular
the
cone.
degree-
Yeah, that would be
Okay.
the regular cone. So both
Cool.
of them.
Okay, so it's gonna do with my bonus action. It'll basically do a 15-foot cone of fire blast at those two,
Oh boy, what
which
do they got?
isn't technically a projectile shot. It's more of a
It's not so much the projectile shot. It's more so the
Noise?
loud the noise report, and luckily this isn't as loud as a gunshot. So
Or
I
sound
got
anything like a gunshot.
yeah.
Oh,
So
they both need to roll.
deck save. Oh, I gotta be at
Yep.
15. Holy shit! I forgot how. Oh god. Okay. Okay.
Not the
Yeah, they're
greatest
both
damage.
failing. What's that damage?
They get full 5. It's not really that great. I rolled kind of shitty on that, but
They should have both have to make fucking like Constitution saves or whatever, because that's a fucking scary thing to see in the middle of a tomb.
I'm actually doing con saves
Or
right
charisma saves.
now.
All have to do con saves because you're like, what the fuck did you just do?
So yeah,
I'm
you
not
see it
facing you. I
step
didn't
up,
see that shit.
a fucking cannon
just took out,
pops
like-
up, starts dripping flame, and all of a sudden just a cone of a flamethrower, like old school World War One stormtrooper flamethrower, just squirts them.
By the way, in that area, is there anything flammable?
The dead body and their uniforms are currently on fire.
Well, okay. Technically, anything that is being worn and carried does not ignite.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a
But
small
anything that-
kind of embered fire. It's not a full-on like flamethrower.
Gotcha. But yeah, anything
you're
that is
telling me-
in that area that is a flammable object that is not being worn or carried would ignite.
You're telling me in this uniform, napalm does in fact not stick to kids?
It does not. So yeah, the flames arc out, it catches these guys, and you see both of them are struggling more at clamping their like jaws and not making noise than they are too worried about the flames hitting them as they raise up their rifles again and are getting ready to go, but they haven't cocked their rifles at all. They're just readying the bayonets on the end of them.
Okay, and with that, I'm now gonna move up to. I'm gonna move up to here.
Okay. So you kind of run past your cannon and past the first one up to that guy.
Blinded by fire, suddenly there's a German in his face.
Hello, my name is
Wilhelm
Wilhelm
Schwartz.
Schwartz.
Oh my god. Just goggles and a mustache wiggling. Hello, I'm Wilhelm Schwartz.
He gives you 2 thumbs up.
Hello, my name is Wilhelm Schultz.
Wilhelm.
I'm here to kill you.
Wilhelm Schwartz.
Fuck, that's gonna be his catchphrase for everybody.
That
Anything
really is.
else?
No, that's it. I'm done. I did everything I could do.
Cool, we get to this guy. You run up on him. He's fucking burnt. He's angry. He's kind of biting his tongue. He's gonna thrust at you with his bayonet and try to stab you. He's gonna miss because he sucks. And he's gonna battle step over to here. This guy is gonna turn about, having been fried by the flamethrower, not sure, and he's gonna try to stab at you with the bayonet on the end of his rifle. Does a 14 hit you, Wilhelm?
No.
Damn it. He's going to battle step as well and get over to right here.
Funny thing is, I'm just parrying with a friggin' like saber.
I was gonna
An
say, yeah, you got
artillery
your
saber.
saber.
Do
You're
you-
just.
I was gonna say, do you also have a saber?
He
Yep,
does.
an M1849 artillery saber.
So he's just parrying bayonets to the side with as they're trying to get him.
Based.
Fucking. This guy is going to 5-10 foot run over beside you, Nikos, and try to swing at you with his club in hand.
All right.
Does an 18 hit?
No.
Damn it! He swings at you,
Close.
and you just straight up put your like shoulder up and catch it with the edge of the shield and deflect it. You
Here's
motherfucker!
hoping it doesn't make a really loud gong
It's
noise.
a pretty loud scrape and impact, but it's still not that loud. But you can see him tense a little bit at like, oh shit, that was kind of loud. This
you guys
guy
go.
is gonna run forward, step over both of them, and he's going for you, Peter. He's gonna try to swing the butt of his rifle at you and try to butt stroke you. He's
let's
gonna
stroke me.
miss as well. That's a 4. Cool. I'm
Parry
gonna get
him
a
with my
different
saber?
D20. That's a nice saber. I'm gonna get a different D20 because fuck. Torin.
No, I think that one was good.
So,
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty good.
Torin is gonna whip out his mining pick and stab this big fucker to the right in the kneecap, or try. With advantage, of course, because I'm near a teammate, so.
Dude,
Yeah.
too bad,
Yeah.
actually.
You do
Tactics.
get
Woo!
you do get advantage for that pack tactics. So give
do
me
I
a pickaxe.
What do I roll? Oh, I can just click on it.
Yep, it
Yeah,
should
you click
be
advantage at the top.
statted for you, and you can toggle advantage.
I'm missing.
Ooh. It meets his AC, so give me damage.
Oh.
He does 1 damage.
Well, I can't
Let's
do
go.
half of one, so you do 1 damage to his knee. You swing
gonna-
the pickaxe as hard as you can, and it hits the knee plate, the kind of knight armor knee plate, and it grazes, but it dents it in just a little bit into his knee, enough to be like, ow, what the fuck?
He's gonna do it to the other knee now.
Just a scratch.
Wait, do you get
Yes,
2
I'm-
attacks?
Yeah, I get 2 attacks.
Shit, you do get 2 attacks. Alright, yeah, swing again.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's gonna hit, give me
Yeah,
damage.
that's better.
Yeah.
So you swing because he's in a crouched position, and it glances off his knee and just kind of shit rocks his knee for a moment, like, ow, what the fuck? You swing it back up, drop it down, and you just drive this thing into his fucking shoulder for 5 points of damage, and he is really hard pressed to hold that in as you rip it back out. It kind of makes that sharp shing sound as it rips through the shoulder plate that you dug through.
Alright, and he's gonna... I still have movement, right? It's a bonus action?
You do.
Right.
You have your movement, and then you have your bonus action still.
Oh, so I can do a bonus action as well?
Yep. Action
Would
and a
that-
bonus action.
Would that be advantage still, or would that cancel out my pack tactics advantage?
No,
If
back
I
tactics is constant. It exists at all times.
Oh, okay. So what would the debuff be to swinging the pickaxe a 3rd time?
You wouldn't be able to add whatever the stat is added to it, which I think is strength. So we would minus your proficiency.
Okay.
What's your proficiency bonus in the top left?
And strength?
No, just in general. It should be a small bubble that says proficiency
3.
bonus.
Yeah.
So just make me attack again. We'll just minus 3 from the results. 16 still hits. Give me damage. Oh my god. Kobold with a pickaxe just fucking...
Built for mining. The kobolds yearn for the mines.
Kobold yearns for the mines.
Clang.
Yeah, you hit him in the kneecap, you drag him in the shoulder, and then you try to go for one in the chest, but it doesn't get very deep past the armor and breastplate that he's wearing and the leather underneath. But it does a nice little boom, and you pull it back out again. Yeah.
Sorry. All right, now he's gonna disengage. I'm going to take the advantage, the opportunity of attack, but I have advantage on that, so he's gonna
Alright.
run under / past him. However that works out, I can occupy the space of a larger-
Technically, that works as a battle step, so he won't have an attack of opportunity on you, because you're
Okay,
not
that's fine.
leaving his attack range.
Oh no, sorry, I'm going up to this pillar.
Oh, now you will. Yeah, so
Yeah.
now he'll be able to make a opportunity attack on you.
You run through his legs.
Yeah, run between his legs.
I'm assuming a 12
Yeah.
doesn't hit you?
No, it does not.
Nah, he swings at you with the club, and you kind of just... whoop, 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 whoop.
If it does, yeah. Okay.
Clack, 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 clack with your claws as you go
A
through.
little cobalt claws just tick, 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 tick. What else you got,
That's my
Tor?
turn.
That's
it.
your
It's my
turn? Okay. We get to Basagdiar number 6. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Gonna run on up. Nikos, he's going for a fucking bayonet lunge. That's a 9. Never mind. Peter, you're
Oh.
up. Fucking wall.
Come on, boys, one at a time.
Tries to swing at you from behind, and you just kind of sidestep, and he misses completely. Like, oh, okay. I'll take you all on.
Look, I may be a Greek, but I don't take that many men on at one time, alright?
Only if they're Italians.
He has a pole arm, right?
He has a big old pole arm that looks like it is also a gun.
And it has like a pole arms have what, 5 feet or 10 feet range?
With his sheer girth, he has 15-foot reach.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, I'm just going to, I think, swing my, Shashka at the guy in front of me.
Do it.
Do it.
Damn.
Do it.
Do it. That hits.
Oh?
That hits. Give me damage. As you kind of flourish your Shaska saber and shing shing and give him a nice little poke. Just stab him in the side. Alright.
Yeah, and then I guess I'm gonna. Can I use my bonus action to attack him again with the saber or no?
Yeah. We'll just minus your proficiency bonus, which should be a +3.
4.
Oh,
I
4.
think. It's the attack plus, right?
No. You on the top left of your page, it should say proficiency bonus, and there should be a little number.
Oh, that's 3. Okay.
So
how do
we'll
I
just
get
minus
4?
3
Okay.
from whatever the roll is. Oh, roll me a d6, sir.
Oh no.
Wasn't that just on damage?
No, that was the do
Oh, no,
attack.
never mind.
Ooh. So you stab him once, you draw back, you go to do it for a slicing move, and he brings the butt of his rifle up and catches it. Your next attack with the saber will be at disadvantage as your arm is rattled.
Okay.
Anything else this turn?
No. I think I'm gonna hold my position at this point.
Alright, top of the turn order, Nun continues on round 2 of her focus as the little sun starts to go a little bit dimmer, that you can assume she's probably generating to give light, as it seems like she is focusing more of her magic into whatever spell she is trying to focus on. Hachu, you're up.
Alright, well, I can move 30 feet, right? Is that?
30 feet should be your movement. Let's double check. It should say at the very top center of your character sheet.
Yes. Okay. So
Alright.
I'll move. Okay, I was gonna be within that anyways, no matter what I did. Alright, I'll move. Once I select the actual thing to move my character, I'll move right there.
Alright.
Yeah, I think. Let me. I know I need to move. I need to move one more. There we go. I think
Big old
that's
snake comes
25.
slithering out from cover.
Then. So, where is this guy facing exactly?
Almost directly towards you.
Okay. Well, in that case, since he is in 10 feet of me, I am spray him with my poison.
Ah. Alright. Give me a poison.
That should be.
He has to make a con save. Okay. Oh, he fails. Okay. So he takes 8 poison damage? Ow. Yeah, so you just kind of bury your fangs, cock your head out forward as a kind of poisonous acid spray goes out and coats over him. And he grunts and kind of is trying to wipe some of it and, like, kind of finicking in place.
It does say 2d12 poison on it. That
Yeah, you got a 2
Yep.
and a 6.
You rolled a 2 and a
Okay.
6. Not the biggest rolls, but did 8 poison damage.
okay, I didn't see the actual dice, so I didn't.
What on earth is that, Wilhelm?
A link.
That was me trying to click on his show spell description and it didn't work.
It's all good. Hey, poison
apologize.
spray.
There we go. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, it's not a poisoned condition.
Yeah. Nikos,
All right,
you are up, good sir.
Is it-
let's
Cobra.
try this again.
Hey, which one you
16
stabbing
on,
at?
The trencher guy.
All right, you stab at the trencher. That hits. Give me damage.
Still distracted from getting triple chapped by a fucking
Fucking
kobold.
cobalt
Yeah.
with it. Yeah, you stab him nice, dead center of the lower gut, just into the breastplate. Just a good.
How's he doing? He's still up?
He sounds pretty haggard. He's breathing pretty heavily
All right.
behind that helmet. Ooh. You
Do
go
it
to
again.
stab at him again,
13.
and he parries it with the club this time,
Ah,
and part of his
damn.
palm just.
All right. Then let's try another shield bash
All right, give me a shield bash.
on not him but this guy right here.
Oh, okay.
Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does hit. Give
Let's
me that
go.
damage.
Let's see. It is a D4,
Hey.
and then if he's medium, he needs to make a strength saving throw.
All right, let me make a strength saving throw for this Basagliari. That's a nat
Eight.
1.
Nice. Then he's knocked prone.
All right, this motherfucker's
Nice.
prone.
Isn't it an
My
action to
fucking
get
hurt.
up?
I just dropped
It
piece of
is
grease on
an
my
action to
belly.
get up, or it's half your movement.
Yep.
Ah,
Did it provoke acts of opportunity?
Oh no, he hurt his back.
no.
Hopefully the VA considers it service connected, considering this is
no.
very clearly a Black Op.
Oh, my God, I can't get up.
Oh. What else you got, Nikos?
Nothing. That is my bonus action, my 2 attacks.
All right, we get Paladin, who sees Kobold coming. 5, 10. He's gonna step over to right here, readying his halberd. Big chunky lad is running. Fade. Trencher number 2. He's gonna come up after you hit him with acid. He's gonna grunt, heavy footing towards you, just thunk, 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 and is gonna swing his club at you twice. That's a 4. That's a 6. I'm assuming a 4 and a 6 don't hit you, Hachu?
Somehow, no, they don't.
Yeah, somehow the squishy snake does snake dances, and you're just narrowly dodging these swings of a trench club at you wildly.
It's like the snake hypnotizing thing, but reverse.
It reminds me of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where he just like
Woo,
pulls up his
woo.
like crotch.
Yeah. Wacky inflatable tube man. Wilhelm, you're up.
Yep, one second, let me just eat this last bite of pizza. Oh. So. Bonus action, cannon moves here.
All right.
Let me do something real quick.
The cannon with this little walkie legs and wheels just kind of tink, 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 tink on its own.
Not gonna do it again. And I think I had it like this.
All right.
So, DC 15 for both of them.
Flammenwerfer?
Or DC 15? 14, sorry. No, wait.
It was a 15.
DC 14. Yep, DC 14.
Okay. Well, that's a 5. That's a 7. I'm getting my other D20, but fuck you. Yeah, they both fail.
No.
11 points of fire damage to both of them.
Jesus fucking...
Oh, it's a 15.
Alright, poor Basagliari getting Flammenwerfered by a would-be ally as this thing crab walks over, rotates, and some of the flame starts dripping out and then just fucking catches both
Alright.
of them as they get incinerated and fall to the ground.
Alright, so he's moved already. That's part of his bonus action. Now I'm gonna move. I'm gonna basically like straddle the... Can you put the hospitaler behind me?
I'll
Or
just put
the
them right there
Malta-
for now. Yeah,
Alright, thank you.
the dead Maltese
Um,
Knight.
Move behind him. And then with advantage, I believe, I'm going to use my artillery saber. Now, question.
Yes.
What would you classify the artillery saber as? Would it be a short sword, a long sword?
It should be classified as a saber, because sabers have actual stats in D&D.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
I wasn't able to find that. And am I
Here,
technically
I'm gonna
proficient with it?
Yeah, double check what Peter's is.
I'm assuming it's going to be the same as mine, so I'm going to
Yeah.
quickly, I'll pop that in I don't
Stats?
know, stats, yeah.
In stats, or you can just roll it.
Okay. I have it mainly set
there
up.
we go.
Okay, so it is dex.
D8
Okay, so
plus
that's a
dex.
better.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
a dexterous
cool. Let
weapon,
me,
it's not a strength-based weapon.
Cool. So let me edit that. So it'd be a
Oh,
1d6.
that's where the 1 comes from. Okay.
Let me check something
Where
real
am I
quick.
getting the 1 free point from?
1d8 plus dex. Okay, cool. So I have 1d8 plus dex, slashing. I don't have secondary damage because it's not versatile,
Damn.
and
bitch.
I should be proficient with it.
There we go.
Cool. Okay, so that should. Oh, attack. Dex. There we go. Okay, sorry. Now that that's edited,
Give me a swing.
and with advantage, which I should have on,
Because you are
yes, I do.
flanking.
Oof. Not great. Sorry, I wrote down versatile.
It hits.
Oh, it hits?
It hits. Give me damage. Ah!
4 slashing damage.
Fuck. Yeah, you just slash this guy across the back and he just fucking like struggles to not yell out and he almost has to bite his forearm for a second as he looks back over his shoulder, not even noticing you were there.
Let me take that versatile off the description now. There we go.
Gotcha.
Okay, and that is the rest of my turn.
Alright. He is
Just a room
dead.
full of awkward grunts and clashy noises.
Oh yeah. He is dead. This guy is prone. He is going to stand back up from his blown out back.
Hey, yo.
And he's going to move a little bit beside the trencher. This guy, seeing that he's pinned on both sides, is going to turn and try to give a butt stroke towards you, Wilhelm. A 5 doesn't hit.
Nope.
And then he's going to bayonet lunge at Peter.
So he just swings his rifle back. He's not actually going for Wilhelm. That was just the backstroke of his lunge at
This
me.
was the backstroke of the lunge, yeah, just like a pool table or some shit. I'm assuming a 10 doesn't hit you?
A 10 does not hit, no.
Yeah, he's stuck in a rock and hard place, so he's just gonna hold there. Torin, buddy, pal, with the pickaxe. What you up to?
Oh God. Okay. Let me get out the ruler here.
Yes, I am tall enough for your shins.
Torin's gonna sprint up to there, and throw his lantern at her.
Before you can do that, Sentinel will kick in. This big chunky fucker with the halberd, you enter his 15-foot range as you go running past, and he's going to make a primary attack against you. Ooh! Does a 16 hit?
No.
Damn it! Yeah, he swings at you, and it goes clear.
What is your AC?
It goes clear over your head as you just keep running forward, almost not even noticing it. Just
All those years of training against normal-sized people, what a waste.
if he was normal sized, it would have been a beautiful center mass stab, but it just goes clean over his head. Just
It's like that video, that fucking meme video where the guy's training the CS:GO training shooting,
oh god.
and then he goes out into real life, steps out, and shoots the training pattern instead of the guy he's trying to aim at.
So you run over here and you throw your lantern.
At her, yes. Directly
Roll
at her.
me.
This is
How
only
far
gonna
away is she?
important
20
for
feet.
us.
What's your strength modifier?
20 feet, my strength that's a little number, right?
Yeah.
1.
Hey guys, in memes, this is what Torin sounds like when he's like run past this guy.
God damn it. Fucking R2. Roll me strength. Just a flat strength, Thorn.
Oops. I guess.
Yeah,
it's
make
2.
sure you turn off the advantage, but we'll take the 16 for now.
Oh.
Because the plus
Number
1 to
2.
it. Yeah, pick number 2, my lord. I'm not gonna go with the 2, that's just mean.
It falls on the ground in front of you and lights you on fire.
Oh god. You take this lantern, you sling it over your shoulder, and you just fucking yeet it by the handle. It flies over, hits her in the back. Let me make a series of saves.
We're all gonna fucking die. She's gonna fucking explode or some shit, man.
I'll have none of that.
The
She's
back,
actually extremely flammable, so as soon as you hit her with that,
the back of her habit does in fact start to catch fire as some of the kerosene starts to spread on the ground and cracks over the front of it here. Her spell fades. And I would like everybody who can cast magic to make me an Arcana roll.
she just broke
Oh,
the
yeah,
barrier,
sorry.
didn't she?
We're
20.
gonna call that 16.
Yikes.
Or reroll. Or reroll.
There we go.
There we go. It's still 16. That works perfectly.
Damn.
Nikos passes. Wilhelm passes.
I sure
Hachu,
as hell didn't.
you're gonna
Sorry,
take
Hachu.
an oof for a moment. Peter passes. So Hachu, you will not be able to cast any magic for just one turn. So your next turn, you won't be able to use any magic. However, everybody else, that feeling and sense of magic, that feeling of, oh, shit, like, I feel like I can't cast things or it's fading away, it is gone in its entirety. As the magic in her hand kind of fades out and emanates outwards. Torin,
negative magical feel right now?
Torin, in this moment, would you please make me a quick dexterity save?
Oh, okay.
You're enamored by what's going on as you don't even have to look. You step forward because something's about to grab your head, and you look back, and there is a decrepit gauntlet hand of a knight reaching towards you. You interrupted the
done?
spell,
What have I done?
she failed to maintain it, but failed with a nat 1. So the spell she was trying to adapt to is broken. Allow me to introduce your new friends.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh,
The
fuck.
Knights Templar! The Knights Templar are here.
Oh shit! Get one of the.
I'm
fucking
assuming they're
assassins
not
on this.
actually on our side.
Probably not.
No, that one has a
Yeah, I
glowing
got
fucking
fire.
cross.
I got fire. You're one weakness. Fire.
No.
So, truce?
So give me
Truth.
1 minute as the walls are coming to life here.
What?
I'm so sorry.
Got some flagellants, you got some hospitaller, you got some men-at-arms, got some more. And let me move these guys. And some of the abominations out of the floor.
Why did she have to crit fail?
Oh my god.
I knew that was a bad idea.
It was a perfect idea. She crit failed.
Well, good thing I have a few all character ideas.
Well, someone in the party needs to survive if you want to use that alt character. Otherwise,
Yeah,
we're
that's
on to a
fair.
different campaign.
Fair enough.
I have a feeling we're gonna have a difficult time getting out of this one.
I have a feeling you guys should probably cluster around me.
I was just thinking that same thing.
Purification, purification, purification.
Where's my Teutonic Knight? There he is.
Circle of Turn Undead. Oh damn, that Teutonic Knight looks sick.
Yeah, that's not a good thing right now.
Still looks sick. Come on, credit where credit is due.
And the other guy, inside the big ol' tomb at the center, will be
the only-
in the game in 2 turns. So let me put a 2 next to him. Alright, everybody. Let's resume combat. I'm going to add, let me find one that's off map, and I will just make all the undead act on a turn. Oh god.
I do not think that was a very good idea.
Alright, Tord, what else you got?
What the hell did you just do now?
He's gonna like look at the other guys and like all the shit coming out. It's like truth, truth, truth.
Roll me a persuasion. You beat what you needed by 4. Despite being stabbed and angry, the Basagliari and the Trenchers will be reluctant to work with you. However, as for the Mountain of a Man, the Nun, and the Franciscan Hoplite, not entirely sure about them. But it seems the Basagliari that are here, wounded or not, are down to help you as they're turning their attention outwards.
Oh no.
What else you got, Torrid?
How much movement might I have left to use 35 to get here, and then I used an attack? I don't. Do I
You
have
got no
any?
movement left then?
Fuck. Okay, that's it. That's it.
Oh boy. Alright, Basagliari here. He's gonna look at you, Nico's turn. And he's going to run over to here. One, to get away from you, make sure you're not backstabbing him. But also run over at this guy and make a swing at him. Ooh. Yeah. He'll drop that guy pretty quick and easily with a good stab of the bayonet and then a butt stroke to the side to knock him to the ground. Peter! Buddy, pal. Your comrades are here.
Yeah, I
go
kind
from
of get the
darkest
feeling they're not
dungeon.
on our side at the moment.
And we're gonna go to disposal unit because we're fighting undead now.
All right, so which ones of these guys are currently hurt?
Let's see.
This guy is. This guy is. Is this guy?
Hurt. All 5 of them are hurt.
Who else is? Or is there anyone else?
No friendlies are hurt yet.
All right. In that case, I am going to lower my head, cross myself, and say a prayer of healing for those 5.
Alrighty. How much healing does that do?
Drop that down to 2, and 2d6 plus my spellcasting ability modifier. Can I just click on it and it'll cast?
It should. Yep.
Yes.
Hey, 10 healing. Okay, let me put these guys back up at max. Look at you healing the enemy.
They're not the enemy anymore.
Bigger fish to fry.
Alrighty. What else you got, Peter?
I have my full movement, right? Still. Yeah.
Yep, you do.
I wouldn't get near him.
Oh my god.
Why's everyone so quiet all of a sudden, huh? No.
Something's happening in real life. Give me a sec.
Oh, good.
Hey, it's something happened in real life or you just being lazy.
My dad came in and tripped on the floor.
Oh.
Oh no, is he okay?
Yeah.
Like the floor or something on the floor?
Something on the floor. A box that keeps making its way into the middle of the door no matter how many
Aw,
times I
man.
move it out of the way.
You should pick up your horse dildos. Just don't leave them on the floor, all right?
It's just an empty box.
What? I
It's
still see you
dragon
moving.
dildos in this case.
I can't cast Turn Undead because that uses a full turn or full action. So, in that case, I'm going to trust in Kolbasa's
Hey,
flamethrower
Gopasa!
to guard my back, and I think I'm just going to move over to here.
Undead, bring out the flamethrower. Alrighty.
I've
Well,
played
tell me how
Halo. I know how this goes.
The flood.
Oh, and I'm gonna turn to this guy right next to me and say, "What happens if we shoot?"
He kind of looks to you a bit worriedly. Well, the surface will attack.
How did you get in?
He kind of motions over towards the other Basagliari as he's putting down that first Hospitaller, and motions a little bit
Which
past
other
him.
Basagliari?
This one to the bottom right here.
Okay.
Kind of motions towards him, and you can see past him there's like a secondary room, and you're assuming they got in some way through there.
That is probably our best way out.
Do we want to go outside?
Do you want to stay here?
No.
You have a tank. I figure a tank is very good at dealing with this.
I've got a flamethrower.
Alright, we now get to Undead's turn. Let me roll a d6.
Oh, it's an undead kobold wizard.
No. No.
Yeah, it's a little kobold monk. Look at him, ain't he
What other
cute?
guy right here?
There is a few notable persons mixed throughout here. Among the flagellants, the knights, and the men-at-arms, there are a couple
Oh yeah, there's
others.
Death Knight from what's that fucking
Overlord?
mobile game?
Or
Skyrim.
The one that all the ads are for.
oh, Raid Shadow Legends. How do you recognize it?
Shadow Legend.
This D&D session is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
That is a 2. All right. Is anybody within? Nobody's within 10 feet of him. All right, perfect.
I am.
Oh,
You
you
could
are.
have said nothing.
You are within 10 foot of that guy, so you will need to make me a quick little deck save.
Uh-oh.
Oof.
Not
You're gonna
good enough.
take. Okay. You take 2 necrotic damage. So you feel kind of sickly. As all of my number 2 tokens. Remember the general warning and threat that there was? Everybody was put here for a reason, kind of on stasis. All token number 2 have rolled short this turn, as a majority of the ones standing around you starting to move, holding weapons, getting angry, seeming to be like waking up to themselves again. Some of them are starting to convulse, starting to kind of call out with dry voices and throats, starting to kind of drop to a knee and seem like they're in pain or shambling before they start to burst into dust and are starting to crumble. A handful of them, you see sparks of fire starting to ignite within their torsos, and it seems like it's adding to the damage as they're crumbling apart. Only let me roll here because there are 20 of them. God damn it, I hate this dice. Why do I keep grabbing that dice? So, of token number 2, only 1 survives apparently, because I suck at rolling.
Don't sound so disappointed.
A little.
Oh no, the fucking thousands of dead people in here, 19 of them died. Or however many you're taking out.
One of
Whatever
them
shall we do?
explodes outwards with a bit of hellfire and a bit of a sort of incendiary yell. And you hear a guttural sort of groan as from the ashes of this destroyed body rises up bits of the armor, and you see what looks like kind of a hellish fire type creature start standing up and growing in mass. Our religious folk, would you please make me a religion roll?
So I don't have it as a.
Would that include me? Ooh, nat 20.
That would
Nice.
include you, Hachu.
Okay.
Ooh, nat 20,
I have
okay.
a +4 religion, but I don't have it proficient. Can I still roll?
Not quite. Yours isn't really
Okay.
steeped in religion, your magic.
16, not bad. I'll take it.
Hachu, you can identify it. That's a demon. A small demon, but a demon. Peter,
Wah!
Peter, you're familiar. That is specifically a lesser demon. They are mean, they are chunky, they make up a good chunk of the general army of various beliefs of hell. And the guy in the bottom right corner has done the unfortunate that they seem to be scared of. and rolled the lucky lottery of surviving the change to Hellspawn. I will add him to the turn order as his own token.
Oh, that's
Refresh
not good.
my memory on D&D rules regarding demons. Are demons like are they one of the is this one of those systems that they can only be hurt via silver or spells or
They
shit
can
like
be
that,
hurt-
or can we just beat the shit out of them with our fists if we
These
try?
ones being lesser demons, they can be hurt in general by anything, but certain things do extra damage, be it various light attacks, be it various sort of like, oh, what's the name of the damage?
Radiant?
Radiant, yeah, thank you. Radiant and light attacks do extra damage to them. Anything that you would associate with blessings, essentially. However, he will just
Spiritual
take
weapon
regular
count?
damage. It does.
Okay.
It does radiant damage.
So we're not fucked yet.
Not entirely. Alright. Let me shuffle some of them as they're still waking and moving up a little bit, starting to climb out and walk forward out of their various catacombs. This guy's gonna approach, and main big old Teutonic Knight gonna make a swing on the nun. Wow, he's gonna miss wildly and hit the edge of the little sarcophagus there.
That's okay. He's out of practice.
Muscles are a bit stiff.
A little. We now hit Yellow Nun's turn. With the anti-magic field of this ground now no longer holy and sanctified and magic being completely on the table, she's gonna look to the big old guy, put a hand to his chest, pull him in, and let me cast this. Boop. And poof, poof. Before you torn, the two of them will poof off and disappear into a sort of yellowish glimmer smoke.
You bitch!
Oh,
Hachu, you are up.
Well, so I'm assuming, is this guy in front of me still angry at me?
No, he's angry, but he's chill because Peter gave him a little bit of a healy heal, so he's more scared of all the undead surrounding you guys.
Alright, and since I failed my Arcana roll, I can't use magic for this turn, so I'm gonna just run back over here.
So they're going back towards the center.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Nikos.
alright. Well, now that magic is back on the table, I am going to Eldritch Blast the demon.
Alright.
And I have 2 beams. Since I'm at level 5 now.
First one hits, second one misses.
Alright.
Give me damage for the first. Hey, okay.
Better than nothing.
It's something.
Alright.
Or it might be weak to cold. You never know.
Might be, yeah.
Alright.
And
So
I'm
2 of
going
those
to-
thunder round impact him. We get 2 dull kind of drumbeat thuds as it hits him, and the other one passes over his shoulder, hitting the wall.
no, I think I'm happy with my positioning.
Alright.
And yeah, that's all I got right now.
Get to the Franciscan Paladin, who's gonna turn about and is gonna beeline for the fucking Death Knight Teutonic.
I was gonna say, now is the time for us to make friends.
And he's going to give 2 swings and an offhand attack. That's a nat 20.
I was so ready for him to attack me.
16. Just like, you little
I mean,
fucker.
if I was him, I would have been seriously thinking about it.
He was definitely thinking about it, like, that little shit. Look what you did. Damn, okay, all 3 hit and one's a nat 20. Let me roll damage. Ooh. Ooh.
I still don't know if this guy's on our side, though.
Well, Death Knight clatters down to the fucking ground with a whopping 43 damage dealt out from this guy.
Oh no, every YouTuber's favorite Raid Shadow Legends character.
No. Yeah, this Teutonic Knight that looked a bit formidable, I guess not, because fucking Franciscan Paladin with a halberd apparently is overpowered and just drops him. Turns about, looks to you, and is gonna set up a high guard pose.
Me?
Yep, he's looking at you with a high guard. We now go to Trencher. Hey!
No. I'm not gonna. I just wanna go, please.
Trencher's gonna run over here to try to make way towards the one of 2 extraction points that you guys have. He's gonna swing on the flagellant with his club. He's gonna miss because the flagellant is flailing around like a tube man. Wilhelm, you're up.
Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is
Ignis.
My
Are the
Thing
undead
is
particularly flammable?
They are.
Based.
15 to there. I don't know if I can pick from here. Let me check. Let's switch to cone. No. Okay. Can I have my turret ready in action if something jumps or steps in its area to?
It can. It can hold its attack until something enters that.
If something enters that cone, and I can make it linger if you want me to.
Oh no, you're good. I'll remember. You want it to fire there if anything enters it?
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, we'll just do that. So that's my
I mean,
bonus
not
action.
if, I think.
With my action, I'm going to cast Scorching Ray on this guy,
Okay.
and this guy.
Gotcha.
So it's 3 ranged spell attacks.
Fucking send it.
I don't have a Scorching Ray ranged spell attack, I think. But there's that. Oh, actually. No, I make a ranged spell attack for each ray. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I gotta change that. Ability. Spell. See if I can do this now. Like that. Not a save. See if I can do that now. I'm checking something. Nope, still being dumb. Okay, so we're just gonna do 3 times 1d20 plus roll 1d20 plus I think 4.
Let's see.
Do I add my
Ranged spell attack? Yeah, you add your casting modifier.
But do I add my proficiency bonus to that? I can't remember.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, so
That's a spell.
plus 7.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So d20 plus 7. Do that 3 times.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. So I'm gonna do it 3 times. Okay.
Bam, bam, and bam. All right, that hits.
Sorry, I hit the wrong thing. I forgot to. Yeah, that was dumb of me.
That one hits for sure. And that one hits for sure.
Okay, so that's gonna be 2d10, 2d6. Okay.
You don't need to roll damage at all for these guys.
Okay. Cool. So that one.
Rest
that
in
one,
pepperonis.
And then that wasted. I won't say wasted. That one used up one of my 2nd level spells. Cool. And that should be bonus action, action. And you know what? Because I can, I'm gonna move a little closer to Torin just to help him. So give me 1 second to pull up
Gotcha.
my measurement. You know what? Fuck it. I already have my thing out, so I'm gonna move right there.
Alrighty.
Sorry for making that linger.
Oh, good.
We'll get it off in a second. There we go.
Run on over, get between him and the Engi Nun.
Yep.
What else you got, or is that all?
That's all. That's all. So I did my action. My bonus action was with my turret.
Alrighty.
Can
he
we
is,
share a space with Torin because he's so small? Or is he not
Yeah,
small
you
enough
actually
for that?
can.
all of you can. Yep.
All of us at once, but only if Torin's there.
Actually, can I
the pack
just
tactics thing?
Can you what?
No, I like where I am. Sure. I like being in
5,
between
10,
him and
15, 20, 25, 30. He's gonna run with his guys down that way. And 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. He's gonna dash to join his friends because they're getting the fuck out. Torin, you're up, bud.
No, I think they might have a good idea.
Why did you come over here?
Make sure you wouldn't get hit.
Let's go.
Can I like move him with me?
You cannot.
Yeah, I'm a little bit big for you to move me with you.
Like, Doran's gonna run away.
That's fine. I literally came over here to be the vanguard. I have friggin' a saber, 2 pistols, and a friggin' artillery cannon.
Non-combatant with the pickaxe. Just gonna dash a full
Doran's going to
70 feet.
sprint
Just
all the way over here and be like,
Oh my
We gotta go. Come on. Come on. We gotta go.
Cobalt is hauling ass, running with the
gonna
Bisagliari
run.
garrison.
Towards the demon?
Towards the exit.
Past the demon.
Yeah. The risk.
Bisagliari gonna run up over here, gonna do a bayonet and a butt stroke. That hits. Hell yeah.
Light infantry tactics!
Light infantry! And he's gonna keep on running.
He's just fucking split in town.
He's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
As he's leaving, make sure to tell them what's going on!
Poof away, by the way, the other two?
What's up?
Did the other 2 people just poof away?
They did, yep.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
I missed that. Sorry.
Token type number 2, all of them seem to kind of cry out and seem like they were trying to fight themselves internally, and most of them turned to ash or fell apart or clattered to the ground in their armor, except for one who actually survived in quotations, their soul manifesting
survived.
into a lesser demon. You have another like 40 more plus those in the upper levels who are kind of going to be going through similar or the same processes. Not a good time. Speaking of, we get to lesser demon.
I'm gonna call him a faggot!
5, 10. He's going to run over here. Or walk over, rather. Let's get a cone.
Oh god.
Hey, Torin. Can I get a dex save from you while I make a dex save for the others?
Yeah.
Oh.
Real smart, Torin.
Oh. Torin actually meets it, so you'll take half damage.
Woo! I just imagine like a skidding heel stop, like oh, God. Fire in his eyes.
That is 12 fire damage.
Is that half?
That will be half, so you take 6 fire damage.
Oh, I thought it was 12.
I
half.
thought you meant
I was
12
like,
was
holy
half
shit.
for a second. I was
No.
like, oh, that's a TPK.
Yeah.
All 3 of them in front of you, especially the guy in the armor, they just get caught by this wave of fire that shoots out from this thing's hand. And they're yelling and kind of like squirming in place, not doing well. It catches you and singes you a bit.
My shirt.
And then he will move on up the rest of his movement and make a bonus action shield bash on this guy. Oh,
Which killed him.
it's a nat 20. Oh. Let me do a dex save of the dude behind him within 10 feet. That's a nat 1.
What the fuck?
Let's hope the one Bersaglieri gets out of here.
Wow, he is down to 2 health as his dead buddy's flaming corpse smashes into him and almost knocks him over from the shield bash from the lesser demon.
On second thought, let's not go that way.
Father Treecuff, you're up.
I'm going to shout to the Franciscan Paladin and ask him, do you have a plan for this?
He looks over at you and he holds up in his gauntlet a, you can see in his right palm what looks like a little sigil written into it. He just kind of holds that and then goes back to readying his halberd, getting ready to fight some more.
I suppose that is better than nothing. And then I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon, which range should be doubled because of that 1 feat I have. Whatever, I can't remember what it's called.
Spell sniper.
Spell Sniper, yeah.
Yeah.
I took that too.
All
think
of you
everyone
did, you
could took it.
motherfuckers.
I didn't. I actually took the what's it called?
Oh, it's within range normally anyway. I thought it had a 30-foot range. I'm going to cast Spell Sniper on the Lesser Demon.
What are you hitting him with?
Spiritual Weapon.
So that will manifest a weapon that will pop up behind them. Or beside them.
Oh.
Wherever you choose for the weapon to pop up, it becomes its own entity.
Oh, so and then it like can do shit on its own?
You can command it with a bonus
Bring your
action.
bonus action.
Yeah, let's go with the classics, a fucking two-handed sword.
Alright. Nice classic two-handed sword. I'm just gonna use this token for right now to symbolize it. Ah!
An eagle.
So magical sword pops in, it's given
let's
off
put it
radius
in
energy.
there.
I got spell sniper. Let's put it behind it. That puts it in. Yeah, I got range. Let's put it behind it so it has a little bit of an advantage for
Gotcha.
right over here instead of right next to that guy.
Alright. Spawns in behind him.
Spawns in behind him. Oh my, mo shinderu.
It's
Misses.
a 21 to hit, so that definitely hits. Give me damage.
Let's just click on spiritual weapon, right?
Yep.
Yep. Ooh, nice.
Ooh,
Use
okay.
the force, Luke. Use the force.
He is indeed, as this thing yells out a nice, loud, guttural, fucking demonic scream. It's actually pretty loud, and like everybody's a bit tense. What else you got, Father?
Fuck it. I'm a priest. Fighting demons is my specialty. Let's fucking go, bitch.
Hell yeah.
Does that debuff I have on swinging my sword still count since it's been a couple turns, or no?
Nah. It has been a couple turns, so yeah, it won't count anymore. It would have faded
All right.
away.
I'm gonna attack it with a bonus action.
Wasn't magical weapon a action to cast?
Yes.
It's a bonus
So-
action casting time, actually.
Oh, it's a bonus
I
action.
looked it up right now.
Oh,
Really?
shit, okay.
Bonus action.
Oh,
And
so
then
when
it's
you
a
attack
bonus
early,
action to
melee
make it
spell
attack, right?
Nope. When
Oh.
you cast a spell, you can make a melee spell attack against the creature within 5 feet of the weapon.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
I just pulled it up to double check everything.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Father
Okay, cool.
Trickle.
Yeah, you got a action then. Make your attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing at the demon with my sword, and it's gonna miss.
Actually, it hits.
I was gonna say, it's a
Oh.
large entity.
The power of Christ compels you.
I'm doing a lot of
Oh, and I gotta roll damage, don't I?
Yep.
2. 6.
Tube. Wow, he is already very much hurting and haggard. Alright. We now
that's
get
good.
to my main man, Mango. Who's going to 10 feet run over to here and make an attack on the Basagliari. Woo! And
So his name
second
is
attack.
Mango?
Mango. And explode like he don't know nobody. Yeah, he's gonna chop that guy down with a good old broadsword in hand.
Is that the kobold that we talked to before or no?
No. This is in fact a somewhat decrepit looking black dragonborn.
Ah, okay.
And then he's going to move the remainder of his movement and make a offhand attack against the trencher. That's gonna miss. Alright. Undead's turn! Yay! We'll see what the result of this is, and then we might pause at the top of the turn order. Let me roll a d6. See who gets the short end of the stick. Token 4. Wow, that's... okay, fine. I didn't want Token 4 to be here anyway. Let's see how they roll. Eh. 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 Yeah, next session I am not using this blue dice. Fuck the blue dice. This blue dice is cursed.
Well, so are these undead, so that works.
All of the Hospitaller Men-at-Arms tokens, which were token number 4, it seems none of them wanted to pass their trial of demonhood as they wither and fall apart and yell out and start crumbling and falling into dust or tatters of bones and armor around you.
Based Hospitallers.
Hospitallers ain't turning into no demons, it seems. As
Which makes sense.
we will pause here at the top of the turn order, I will bring you guys to the title screen, and shit, we will see how you guys continue next
the way-
Oh
session.
God.
By the way, do you guys like my do you like my my cannon? My Eldritch cannon?
Great.
Fucking mobile
Yeah.
flamethrower.
I actually use it 3 different forms. So there's flamethrower, Eldritch cannon, and or force ballista, and then the third one is I think it's a restorative thing. Yeah, protector. Yeah.
Torin broke the spell, and when she was trying to save it, rolled a nat 1. So the
Oh.
holy ground is no longer holy, and the anti-magic is no more.
It's her fault.
Ruh-roh.
She shouldn't have fucked
As
with
she
it.
fucked around
Threw a
and found out.
lantern
I
at her.
know.
Yeah, well,
Throws
was
a
she
lantern at her.
what was she gonna do if he didn't throw a lantern at her?
Would you actually like to know, or would you like me to leave it to question?
Leave it, but
I want to
Leave
know, but I also want to wait.
Yep.
that
Oh,
wasn't
God.
supposed to happen.
Kobold going in for the flank. Haha! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh good lordy!
None of you better fucking die, because if any of you die, I'm gonna feel really bad.
Oh.
Only way I'm dying is I'm taking myself out.